To do it, we are live. Oh, you just wanted to wait until you were about to eat something.
Well, of course, as
start
is tradition.
Streaming. That is tradition. Hi, welcome to Ian and Kyle Stream versus System Incorrectly, or Mangle,
The
the English language, as we are sometimes known. We're starting a little early tonight.
Yeah.
A rare opportunity, because Kyle was working from home today, so we didn't have to figure out how to get him where we stream. That was convenient, and we've been off for like 3 weeks, maybe more.
It's been a while. I mean, is this the first?
It's the first stream in
year?
2018. It's 2018.
Jeez, 2018. Yep. You are so correct about that year.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a second.
You did.
Yeah, and our last stream was probably mid to early December. And we intended to do one in there, and something happened. So I don't remember what, but I know that because I have recently finished uploading our streams that we were way behind on. I uploaded 6 streams between now and our last stream to YouTube. You all right, Kyle?
Fork.
Kyle is forked.
2 forks. One for me, and one for the mystery guest.
As long as you're not choking, that's what's important.
Yes.
Napkin?
How do you not get
Napkin.
koja in your nose ring?
That's a good question.
That seems like it would be a problem. So it looks like our friends aren't here yet. What other stream announcements can I go through? We are going to have a guest star next week, which will also be our 50th stream.
That's so fantastic that works out that way.
And we had talked about doing something special for 50, but we never got around to it. And that's kind of our style.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's hard to
But
get more special.
we've thought about it for many months.
We
talked about it briefly many months ago.
I think we talked about it at least twice. I think it came up on the stream at least twice.
Yeah.
Where we said we should do something for the 50th stream. Yeah. We had some fun brainstorming ideas. We had some fun forgetting about those ideas, and here we are.
Well, this is 49, and the next one will be 50.
But that is amazing timing, and I honestly can't think of a more special thing than having a special guest for our 50th stream.
Yep, it'll be a lot of fun. That'll be Chris from our chat, if I didn't say that already. He will be in town that week.
I do have, if we want to do one of the stupider ideas, I do have some fresh snow leopard vodka, which could be used if we want to contribute to wildlife somewhere. There's an amazing expression from Ian right now. This following his earlier impressions of a goat and a duck.
Is that what you're referencing? I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't get your reference. You will have to explain.
No,
it.
it's actually it was.
What is wrong with you?
I don't even know which one of us she's referring to. But
honestly.
But that's part of the
She might be talking to her koja.
It could be the code.
About both of you.
Oh, okay, that's fair. No, I actually do have some snow leopard vodka.
That part I understood.
Right, when you purchase it,
Mainly child.
percentage of the profits are contributed to Wildlife Fund to protect snow leopards. Therefore, it is saving nature for us to drink that vodka. And one of the ideas we talked about was something stupid and preposterous involving a beverage of sorts, along with playing versus system, of course.
Sure.
But it's also of relatively insignificant and uninteresting note. It is a vodka made from the grain S.H.I.E.L.D, which is weird.
How do you spell that?
Terrible question.
Isn't it S.P.E.L.T?
That is how it is spelt. But yes, so there's that.
That's an option.
We don't.
The reason that would be, I like that idea. However, I need to drive Chris from your place to my place that evening, so overindulging would be a problem.
That's fair.
But I like your line of thinking. Maybe we'll arrange to do that for 51 or something.
Sure.
Let's see what else is going on. AGDQs this week. We are competing with a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 100% run.
Oh my.
And Ocarina of Time has lots of crazy tricks in it, but the 100% run, I think, was estimated at 4 hours and change. So
wow.
That'll be going on the whole time we're streaming. So if Chris and Casey don't show up, it's because they're watching that instead.
Yeah. Well, and I wouldn't blame them on the stream.
Right.
So, that was tasty. What is tasty?
So,
I don't know if you probably saw this, but they recently announced they were going to do a remaster of the original Dark Souls.
I did see that. Yes.
Which gives me an excuse to go back and play through the whole thing again. I'd been wrestling because I never. Well, yes, that's correct. I never finished. It's actually of special note.
Kyle doesn't finish Souls games.
Well, I confess that there. So, yeah, where to begin? So I think all the way at the beginning, because that's Demon Souls.
In the beginning,
there was Demon Souls. We'll skip all the bit about Kingsfield. In the beginning, there was Demon Souls,
Never beat.
which I never beat.
well, the important part of this story is we three, Kyle, Chris, and I, were buddies. We're still buddies, but we were.
No, just were.
Fuck those guys.
We were a group of friends, all co-located in the same
Yeah.
state and general region back then.
Yep.
Which we are no longer. But Kyle encouraged us to check out this game that he was rather fond of, which was called Demon's Souls. And we did. And we both liked it. And we both finished it. It took me many, many more years to finish it than it took Chris. I had mostly finished it, but then I kind of lost my momentum. But Kyle didn't. Kyle didn't finish the game. And then...
Oh, hello.
Hey, Chris is here. Hi, Chris.
Welcome. We're enjoying chastising me for never finishing various Souls.
Yeah, we're talking about the Soul. He might have been here for a little bit already. Talking about the Souls remaster and the legend of Kyle's failure to complete any really Dark Souls game.
And then, of course, the spiritual successor, I suppose, Dark Souls, to Demon Souls, and
Casey's here too.
that
Perfect
came
time.
out. Yeah, welcome, guys. That came out, and again, we all started in on it, and Ian beat it. I don't recall if Chris beat Dark Souls, but I sure as heck did.
I think he did. Chris will tell you, but I'm pretty sure he did.
He can confirm momentarily. And
I think.
so,
See, the punchline is we all finished the games that Kyle introduced us to,
Yep.
and Kyle did not.
now, having said that, I then went on to Dark Souls 2, which I did complete, Bloodborne, which I did complete, notwithstanding various umbilical cord discoveries, and Dark Souls 3, which for some reason I beat multiple times. Very
But
weird.
never the Nameless King.
But never the Nameless King.
Although now we can give Chris crap for never playing really Dark Souls 3,
that's fair.
which I frequently encourage him to do.
So, in any case, I...
crap.
Okay.
Well, part of the reason we didn't complete Dark Souls 1 was because of spoilers.
Yeah.
That's true. It was kind of ruined by his roommate.
Yep. Inadvertently, but... Well, in any case, we shan't belabor that point, except to say I actually went back and tried to play it again on PC because my PlayStation at the time was not functional.
PlayStation.
Your PlayStation
Which is exactly
3,
how they say it in the ads.
PlayStation 3 is still not
PlayStation.
functioning. You need to get it repaired.
Need to get it repaired.
I don't know if they do that anymore.
Yeah, might take some hunting. But nonetheless, there's going to be the remaster, and it will give me yet one more chance at least to play through. And then if I succeed, they'll of course have to release the remaster of Demon Souls, and then I'll have completed all of them.
Right.
So-
Well, weirdly, this is now coming to the Switch.
Yeah, that
The
is
remaster's coming to the Switch. In fact, that's how they announced it. They announced it at Nintendo Direct this week, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, and it's on these other platforms as well."
That's nice.
And Kevin, our sometimes fourth member of this little group, wanted me to play it on the Switch, and he told me it was available for the Switch, and I got all excited. And then I read up, I'm like, "Oh wait, it's available for the PS4 as well." So
Probably
that's
getting it for
probably
that,
the
yeah.
version of it. There's also a $450 collector's edition, currently in Japan only, that is all three of them and a whole bunch of cool stuff. And I'm a sucker for collector's editions, so
Man,
I'll be keeping my
$450?
eye on that to see if that comes stateside.
It's got to be some cool stuff.
It is cool stuff. I hardly buy games anymore, so
Make it count.
yeah.
That, sir, was an excellent segue. I don't know if you get this as well, but I do have my boxed copy of Grim Dawn.
No, I actually didn't like. I was not very interested in this game. This is funny. It is a very
Dark
similar
Souls, yeah.
story.
Mhm.
I was not very interested in this game.
This is
when
what I do.
Kyle was raving about it, and then it came to Kickstarter, so I backed at the minimum level just to get the game. I think I backed for $18 or $25, some small amount. Got the game, played through it, enjoyed it. Chris also played through it and enjoyed it, and Kyle did not.
I sure did.
And recently he got his box.
And I'm simultaneously playing Titan Quest.
Titan Quest, yeah.
Which is funny because, so, to be clear, this was actually a surprise. I did not anticipate getting the physical copy. When I gave them my address, it was so long ago. I'm surprised that they shipped it to my actual address. So where this gets really amazing is when we open it up. Nothing could have prepared me for what was inside. Ian, do the honors and reveal the inside of the Grim Dawn box edition. It's pretty incredible. Inside the Grim Dawn box edition is a smaller Grim Dawn box edition.
Ooh, I bet I know what's inside this. Let's find out.
This is the one with some better stuff. But I also find it amusing. It's worth noting that if you flip that over and look at the back, it's exactly
the same.
identical in every
funny.
way.
There's like a soundtrack, a keychain. Is that a
Bottle opener, and that's a serious bottle
It's
opener.
very heavy.
Yeah, the detailing on that bottle opener is really, really nice. Actually, that's a surprise. I don't open many bottles.
Oh, I want to call out the name of the faction that this is the symbol for, just to make Kyle feel worse that he's never played this game. But I can't think of it right now. Chris, whose faction? Which faction is that? The Black Legion. That's who that is.
Black Legion.
You're right, Chris.
Oh,
it's the Black Legion.
I feel bad. I wish I knew what the Black Legion was. I don't know what's happening on the.
I'm not sure I know what that symbol is.
Third umbilical cord. You get all of them.
You can put this on your
on my work shirt,
work jersey. You can pretend you work
jersey.
Is it not a jersey?
More of a jacket, really, than a jersey.
Whatever.
Similar things.
And you can pretend you work for Crate Entertainment.
Yeah.
I assume this is this. Oh, this is probably the game.
It might actually be the game. Yeah.
No soundtrack.
No soundtrack.
Well,
but
that's cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice to just have a box with stuff.
So thanks everybody for joining us for Ian and Kyle Unbox Things.
Yeah, that was just probably the producer of the packaging. But yeah, so I was very happy with that overall, and it was a nice surprise. And I also kind of take it as a sign. So I am going to try to, emphasis on try, finish Titan Quest, since that just got its expansion.
Yeah, actually, on our very last stream, we were talking about Titan Quest a lot because I had just started it, and Kyle had not yet started his playthrough yet.
Right. Probably the most succinct update there is I have completed now the campaign of the original game and have started on the first expansion, which was released about 9 years ago, and not yet made it to the final act, which is the second expansion, which was somehow released a few months ago. You are partway through the fifth, but struggling a bit to maintain momentum, as you have now played a lot of Titan Quest.
And by the fifth, Kyle means the second expansion.
Which
is the fifth act, which you didn't introduce at all prior to that sentence.
Yeah. I thought about it, though. I thought those words and just didn't, say
I'm about, I would say about halfway through the second expansion, and I will be honest, I'm really struggling to stay motivated to play. I haven't been enjoying myself with the game, and not to say that I disliked it, but I just haven't really found the motivation or the draw, the call to play the game, really for about 10 or 15 hours now. So it's been a long time without anything to look forward to, and that promises to go on for another 5 hours or so. So this is going to be the week for me. Either I'm going to finish it or I'm going to quit. Or get close enough to finish it that it would make no sense to quit. But
right,
it's really,
you're not
it's really
quite
gonna
there.
be, like I've been in situations where, and this is the worst sign, where it's like I could play some Titan Quest or I could do something else, and I've invariably chosen the something else.
Yeah. That's a critical getting over the hill kind of thing with a particular game. Yes, thank you. So I do want to ask. I feel like it's got to at least be possible that you've just pushed really, really hard on the genre in general, because you played quite a bit of Grim Dawn prior to going back to Titan Quest. Quest.
That's how they say it in New Zealand.
Titan Quest. So in Titan Quest, so you're first of all playing the older version of the game, essentially, the less polished one. I mean, they're different experiences, but they're similar.
And by that, Kyle means that the same people developed both games, and Titan Quest was the original game, and Grim Dawn was sort of like a spiritual successor.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
I was being very abstruse tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm abstrusing it up. But do you think there's any extra burnout there from all the time you spent in Grim Dawn?
It's quite possible, although it's sort of like, I think that there is a little bit of a design flaw with the games to appeal to people like me, because I really like the theory crafting of these games. I've talked about this at length already on stream, so I won't go into that further. But that's really the draw for me, and in both cases, the theory crafting, and by both cases I mean in Titan Quest and in Grim Dawn, account for about half of the playtime of the game, and then once the theory crafting is you sort of have your build put together. Right. There's gradual loot grind, but it's not very compelling in those games. So it just feels kind of like a slog. Like I feel like I'm demonstrated that I can deal with anything you're going to throw at me. It almost feels like a brawler at that point, and this is the complaint I have about brawlers, is I feel like you play a brawler and you can play for like an hour or two, and I'm like, all right, I've shown you that I can do this, and they're like, do it for 6 more hours, and I'm like, I don't want to do it for 6 more hours. And that's sort of how I feel about Titan Quest and Grim Dawn.
So, as a point of comparison, as we are game developers talking about games as we sometimes do, when I look at Diablo 3 as an example, there's almost zero, if not zero, sort of theory craft in that.
That's true.
Is the driving factor in that exclusively the loot, or is there actually some other progression that you enjoy, or is the experience inherently just enjoyable enough?
So the loot is way more interesting than in Grim Dawn. The loot drastically changes your play experience, which is never the case in Grim Dawn or Titan Quest. The upside of Diablo 3, and this is to its strength, like you said, I was kind of frustrated when I first started playing at the lack of basically theory crafting or having meaningful character builds. And then you can pick some, and the gear sort of guides you into some, which is actually one of my complaints about it.
Right.
But you can, unlike in Titan Quest, where all of your encounters are fixed scale, and in Grim Dawn, where all of the encounters are aggressively scaled to your level, but you can only change difficulties by completing content. Diablo introduced this system which is really clever, and they only did it at the first expansion. So even prior to the first expansion, it was not like this. But at the first expansion, they introduced this mechanic, and they've refined it over the 4 years or so it's been since then, where you can adjust the difficulty on the fly, roughly, and it's more rewarding and more challenging. So what keeps you playing the game is, if it gets too easy, you adjust the difficulty, and then it gets hard again, but you also get more rewards, and you keep pushing yourself further and further in that regard.
So just the variability of tuning that difficulty knob to, which is tied to the rewards knob, that gets you sort of that experience.
Because you always want more rewards, right? So this is sort of like, oh man, maybe I can jump into this tier now and get the better loot, but then it's like, oh, it's too tough, so I have to respec a little bit, or I have to grind a little bit in the lower tier still. So it's engaging.
That is funny to me in a sense, because, and you know, all games are different, and it is possible that a driving factor in one game will not be a driving factor in another game. But when we look at Diablo, one of the things that kept me from going back to Diablo, I guess, was I felt like you initially. I felt the zero theory craft, and maybe
you played initially before Reaper of Souls.
That is true.
You played on console about a year ago.
I tried, but I did not put in enough time to make any fair gauge there, I would say. So let us.
Did you play at all? I don't remember if there was any time you played in between those two. Like post Reaper of Souls, post Loot 2.0, it is a drastically different, and I'd say much, much better experience.
Sure.
So it's worth investigating, you know. And I'm not just going to say you're going to love it. Like, I'm surprised you're sticking with Titan Quest so well, because I think in general you just don't like these kinds of games that like I do.
Well, it is. Well, part of the reason we're talking about, like, I'm intrigued to talk about it a little bit, is I think it's interesting how I think we're both sort of fans of the genre. You know, we both come from D2 and playing a fair amount of that. Even if your hours may have surpassed mine, I definitely spent, I don't know,
it's funny. I actually
hundreds
played
of hours.
D2 within the year and found it to be a very frustrating experience.
Sure. which I do.
People give
understand.
D3 crap, but it really set the bar very
It
high.
really set the bar pretty high. And I certainly, I played through D3 at least once, beginning to end, maybe twice. I can't remember if I actually finished it twice, but nonetheless.
But you don't have to do that anymore. That's the best part of that.
Sure.
That's a terrible way to have your game difficulty. Is like, you want to go to the next difficulty? All right, play 15 more hours. Like, come on.
No, and I definitely hear that, but it's interesting, and one of the things that's always fascinated me, and we talk about this off and on, off the stream, of course, as well, but I think in our hearts there's some overlap in loving the genre and enjoying the experience, but there's also an amusingly different way in which we react to the various installments into this genre, and how we engage in them, and that's fascinating to me because it's highly qualitative, and it's a little bit hard to define, and I have, not deliberately, but occasionally even mischaracterized what it is that has driven you in perhaps Diablo or the loot grind stuff I've talked about a little bit, but it's fascinating because, of course, I am a game designer, and we are both game developers, so trying to hone in on sort of what that distinction is fascinating to me.
Right.
And specifically, like you had even pointed out, and again, this could have been Loot 2.0 or later, but you observed that the gear that you acquire radically affects your experience. I think that's an interesting claim because I've never played an ARPG where I felt that was the case, where the gear ever defined anything I did outside of initial weapon choice, which in Diablo there isn't any weapon choice ever. Right. So what is it in the game that you might get on a piece of gear that actually changes the way you play the game?
Well, the effects on legendary gear and set gear, which I guess is basically the same thing, is almost changes your play experience as much as a rune does. If you remember Diablo 3, a rune is something that modifies a skill. And drastically, like basically a rune and skill combination are a different skill in Diablo 3.
Right.
So they go up to and include that degree of changing how your skill or play style works. And there's some that's, this is just really strong or stuns enemies or whatever. But there are those that just like, I have this gear now, and now I can cast this spell twice every time I click the button instead of once, and that's really different and that sort of thing.
Was that kind of thing introduced in 2.0, or did I just never reach that tier of difficulty?
Prior to Loot 2.0 was when they had the auction house, they had the global economy, and they had... I'm pretty sure... I will go on record here. Blizzard, if you're listening, I'm calling you out. They said in their public discussion that their loot system was working how they intended, and I think it was broken. And I say this because I put in, I forget the number, but it was multiple hundreds of hours of play prior to 2.0 and never saw a legendary item. And they said that you should see one every couple of hours. And I think they were just lying. I think the whole thing was broken and not working. And to save face, they were publicly saying, oh, it's working as intended. They were saying stupid things like, oh, it probably dropped and you didn't notice. And, I think it was just broken.
Yeah. It could be. And companies do that sort of thing. I even understand it. But
but post 2.0, they eliminated the global economy, which was the important choice, which let them say, all right, now your experience is a single-player experience, and we can give you as much legendary gear as we want. And throughout the adjustment since, they just pour more and more and more onto you, and it feels really good. Like, that's what you played those games for. Like, I got a sword that the number is 3 higher than my sword is stupid. And that's what Grim Dawn does. It's not interesting. It's like, okay, I replaced my sword. Number's higher. I have it doesn't feel any different.
Right.
I don't notice that.
That's
but you look for those like blues because those are what you're excited. They're blue in Grim Dawn. They're orange and green in Diablo. But those are the drops. You're like, oh man, this is something important. This is something that's rare. And yeah, it's all about getting that.
Yeah.
That's all right. You don't have to interact with us during the stream. But we've been going on.
Yeah, we started early.
25 minutes now, so maybe we should play some verses.
Yeah,
we haven't played in a while.
That's true.
Oh, last thought. I did mention before, but I'll mention again. I got all those videos uploaded, and the last turn of the last game we played, there was a math error in Kyle's favor. We worked it out after the fact, but it was 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point. And it was actually a very epic final turn, and Kyle won the game, but had we math correctly, I would have won the game. Yeah.
Oh.
By exactly 1 life.
Wow.
So, and we went. It was interesting, and it should be super obvious because it was a turn we actually played twice.
Right.
To illustrate, like I said, look, I needed this attack to succeed.
Right.
And it didn't succeed, and the difference is if I make any other play, I lose the game, and if this attack succeeds, I win by 1. So that we did on our stream was very obvious.
Right.
What was not obvious is that my attack was actually for 2 more than we calculated on the stream.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that would have made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chris says we should talk about what we want for Christmas. Chris, you're running out of time.
I would like our 50th stream to have some additional endearing company.
That would be awesome. That is a good Christmas
That'd be
gift.
pretty great.
Yeah. The Christmas gift?
Lol.
A
Christmas gift. That'd be good.
Amazon Prime, that's true.
Now don't ship yourself. Get a plane ticket like a normal person.
I wasn't prepared to answer that question.
Yeah, I know. When you're put on the spot, it's always tough. You know, to some degree, I'm being sincere in that, and I always enjoy, thoughtful gifts, and, among our group of friends, we often give gifts, and I'm one of those who is pretty terrible at giving gifts, which is not to say I ask for gifts and expect gifts and then don't give them back. I'm just bad at getting gifts for people, period.
It's hard.
Which is a challenge. So I always appreciate a good gift, but the truth is, if you can't think of anything or don't feel particularly compelled, your company is absolutely a valid gift in my book. I have a lot of things; they take up a lot of space.
I'm looking at
Ian can see most of them. You don't.
A lot of the things he has, he doesn't need, though.
That's true. Well, that's how we started clearing some space. So we're gonna make another dent tomorrow. I think we've committed to spending a little time every Saturday to get the place a little more in order, a little more presentable, so that we feel less horrible about ourselves.
Chris,
yeah.
have you gone corporeal and not told us? I'm making terrible jokes.
Corporeal.
Yeah, he said you should pick something physical.
Oh, I
Christmas.
see. I see. Maybe he's gone ethereal.
Ethereal?
What is the difference between ethereal? Well, we have is that the opposite of corporeal, which is physical?
According to some role-playing systems, right?
Which do represent reality.
Corporeal literally means you have a body, but it usually means you're physical and tangible.
I see.
And ethereal could be like one alternative to you being corporeal, but it's not. They're not necessarily.
They're not necessarily opposites. So, like for example, if you were a hat, you could be ethereal.
I'm not sure how that relates.
Well, you wouldn't have a body.
In a very in a very strict literal interpretation of the word, but not really.
Oh, I see. Not ethereal.
It would have to be like an intangible hat. Intangible and corporeal are kind of the same thing.
Or ish. Okay. Because I was thinking like
it seems so random.
Because I'm thinking a hat goes on a body. It isn't in and of itself a body, but I suppose it is.
Have a body in sort of the metaphysical sense.
I see. Yes. But if they're indeed not opposites, then that would suggest that there's perhaps a third alternative.
Well, what I meant by that is, and Case is going through this a little bit, is if you follow the mythos of certain role-playing systems, there are a lot of states you can be in that are not corporeal.
Oh, interesting. You could exist on different planes or something?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Yeah.
Okay. I see. Not a hat.
Not a hat. You could technically... what you said was true, but made no sense and was out of context.
It's my kind of truth.
Hypothetically, I can imagine, in a Dungeons and Dragons or other setting, a hat that is not corporeal.
Right on. Right on.
Oh,
Just
God.
another service I provide.
That was fantastic. Where's your cards, Kyle? Usually you have your cards ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Kill another 60 seconds here.
I'm afraid I'm going to kill it
Man.
silently chuckling at you, and by silently I mean softly.
That's getting creepy. I'm going to be softly chuckled at, especially for an extended period of time.
Let's see if there's anything else I can talk about. Digital Eclipse stream this week was Russian Attack, and it was one of the first streams where we actually didn't complete the game and weren't anywhere close to completing the game, despite it being a very short game. There was also some company drama in the middle, so you might tune into that one and see what that's about.
Ooh.
Digital Eclipse streams have been and will continue to be linked in our Twitch channel description, and in the descriptions of the YouTube videos I'm uploading. And the reason for that is we still need subscribers. If we get 100 subscribers, we can get a URL that isn't a random string of letters, which we would really like because we're a company and we make fun games and stuff.
It's true. I've seen his games. They're fun.
In that vein, we had a big meeting today about what I'm working on now, which I can't talk about, so this is going to be kind of a tease.
But is it great?
I'm kind of excited for it. It's a
Wonderful.
big project, and we don't usually do big projects, so I'll be working on something for about a year and change. And Kyle is under NDA with me, so I can tell him about it later. And Chris is also under NDA with me, so I can tell him about it later. And Casey, you're just out of luck.
All right. I have selected 3 decks and 1 beef taco.
I'll choose the taco.
No, that's my taco.
All right. I'll choose this deck.
Fell into my trap. Asking
That
for the
was
taco.
a trap. It was a good trap. You said no.
You chose this one?
Sure. I don't know anymore. What is anything?
A hat or a beef taco, clearly.
That deck's like an incorporeal. What do you call it? An ethereal hat.
Yeah.
Did I say that hat is like? I meant the deck or the taco. Either or.
It is.
Let's mangle the English language.
I feel like we're mangling something else this evening, something intangible even. That is an A deck.
An A deck.
Yes.
Okay.
We're mangling something ethereal.
I don't think you can mangle something ethereal. Unless you were also ethereal.
Tell me I can't mangle something ethereal.
Ethereal?
Or that.
I think these are they. Let us confirm. Nope.
Good try, though.
Which means these are they.
They are these.
That seems right.
Interesting, yeah. Just playing catch up on chat
On the
things.
chat, yeah.
Catch up to the chat.com. You choose the taco.
I did.
You did.
It was a false choice.
It was a false choice. I'm a bad designer. I gave you a false choice.
Is that a design concept?
Yeah, false choice is like when you're giving the player... I mean, obviously you're aware of a false choice, but I generally consider it... I wouldn't say it's always a bad thing, but, false choices are... You think you can make choices, but there's only one correct choice, and everything else is a bad choice, so you make a choice and then it's wrong. And it's... To some degree, ARPGs sometimes fit into this space where, some builds don't work. They're false choices.
Right.
But so long as there's reasonable experimentation, that's sometimes okay.
Where are our life dice?
Oh, yeah, we should get those. They should just be...
Let's see, here's a black one.
I got 2 white
I
ones.
got half a black one. Uh-oh. I will need a Thames column to phase you. A Thames column!
Thames! The Thames.
I will need a Thames column to get one.
I feel like that didn't happen the way you thought it would.
Yeah, you're right. The last part was wrong.
Somewhere there is...
I got it. It's here.
Oh, okay, alright.
I just needed to dig
cleverly
for it.
hidden as much as humanly possible. I'm trying so hard, because I feel like I knew what you said, But you also
I
didn't
wouldn't-
say
I
what you
wouldn't-
said.
I wouldn't
Did I
cut
cut
too hard.
this?
I don't know. I don't know if I cut yours either.
I'm gonna cut it
but I'm
again.
gonna do it again.
Everyone's text getting
Yeah.
cut. Boy, we're having a time of it tonight. Come on.
Man, I don't think we've laughed on stream this much in a while.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
We should roll off.
This is great, honey.
No. I will choose
And
the
an
outer
outer
die. Here we go.
Outer die.
Outer die. I don't remember what this deck goes. I have lost. Aha! I don't have to choose.
Nuts. What deck did I pick? This is a...
I should almost keep
A
this.
deck.
I think I'm gonna.
I guess the correct choice is evens, so I'll go evens as though it's the correct choice.
Okay.
I'm going to take these life dice here and place them thus and such. My cards are getting very aggressive. They were in the middle of the table still. So I did go evens. I am going to mulligan.
Evens.
That does in fact mean you are odds. This hand will be infinitely better. Well, it was better.
I'm going to recruit Panther. While Panther is attacking, she gets +2 attack.
She does like... What are you doing? I do not have a 1-drop.
Panther will attack you for 3.
That is unfortunate. Or is it unfortunate? Ha ha. Oh, you stupid deck. What are you doing? It did that thing what it's done. Do that. It is my initiative now. What with it being evens, I'm going to recruit none other than Microchip, the 1-drop I just drew. Microchip is a 1/1. I can activate him and remove him from the game to turn a face-up plot twist with the cost of 1 or less that I control face down.
Awesome. Awesome possum.
It's the possumest of awesomes.
I'm going to recruit a GCPD officer.
What?
While a GCPD officer is exhausted, it has reinforcement.
I see. That's a thing you can do that you
It's the
have
thing I
done.
have done. It is done. You can't stop it.
Yes, how right you are. I'm going to attack Panther for
Right.
1.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Brave and the
I
Bold,
like that you're doing things.
which I may play only if I control a Gotham Knights character and a Teen Titans character. Draw a card. Ongoing, cross them over. Then I'm going to reinforce Panther.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to reveal that I have Liberty Island base,
Oh,
which you
no.
hate. Activate target defender with reinforcement, gets +1 defense this attack. If it's a Teen Titan defender, it gets +3 defense this attack instead.
Oh my, I do dislike that card. Well, I'll get stunned. I'm at 46.
I'll attack you for 3.
I will take the 3. 43 is the number. I'm at. Rhymes with bat.
Not sure what's going on there.
I think that was my fiance sneezing. Yes, indeed. Yes.
I'm going to choose not to recruit a 3-drop.
Oh my. Well, I have put down a thing I call a resource. Then
I also call them resources.
You do. We're on the same page here. And then I'm going to recruit a thing called an Electra. As an additional cost to recruit an Electra, reveal a Marvel Knights character card from your hand. I will reveal a 2-drop that I also just drew. That's fun. She's big and concealed. She has a boost I'm not paying.
She is big and concealed.
Big and concealed.
I might have to do something stupid.
Sweet. Will it be effective?
I think I'm going to. No. It won't
Excellent.
be effective.
All right, we're okay then. We can still be friends.
I'm going to reveal Dynamic Duo. Gotham Knights cannot be stunned while team attacking this turn. Ongoing, exhaust 2 Gotham Knights characters you control. Turn dynamic, Neo face down. I'm going to team attack Microchip.
I don't like where this is going. Oh, you can't be stuck. That's absurd, sir.
It's just...
Yeah. I guess that just works. I'll take one. Right. I mean, there's not no risk involved in this, but I think I do need to attack. I can't pass up an opportunity to attempt to deal 6 damage to you. Would be an error.
Take 6.
Yep. Yep. I will recover Microchip.
You're not doing it right. You're really not doing it right.
That is interesting. That is interesting. Gonna do something. Probably gonna do that. Do that. I am going to recruit Lady Punisher. Lady Punisher is reservist in range. She's a 7/5 and has, at the start of the recovery phase, I may KO target stunned character.
A terrible character for you to have that I knew you were going to have.
Agreed. A turn might be a good turn for me, but it's going to need to be.
I'm going to recruit Catwoman and a Batplane. Catwoman says, whenever Catwoman causes breakthrough to an opponent, I draw a card and that opponent discards a card from his hand. And Batplane says, Gotham Knights characters I control have flight and KO Batplane to return target character you control to owner's hand. I think it's still got to go on Catwoman.
So, did we establish that a character with equipment, when stunned, the equipment is also stunned with the character?
It's not stunned, but it has no text.
Okay. So the way this goes is Elektra is going to attack Catwoman. And I am going to also attack with... I must get Catwoman.
What are the words that you are saying? They are unusual.
It's probably a mistake. But it could be the right mistake. I'm going to attack Catwoman with a powered-up Elektra. Remind me how your location works.
Activate target attacker No. Activate. Target defender with reinforcement gets +1 defense this attack. If it's a Teen Titans defender, it gets +3 defense this attack instead.
Okay. Powered up electric, coming at you. I am a 7/4.
Now I must choose.
Do you choose Pikachu? I hear that's what all the cool kids are choosing. The kids in the red ethereal
This
objects.
is fascinating. You fell into my trap, but you have presented me with an opportunity.
Have
Maybe
I?
I should just rely on the fact that you fell into my trap
Mm.
and accept the outcome. There's risk either way. The risk is there are multiple cards in your deck that you can use to KO Catwoman.
Seems true.
Alright, it's okay. It's okay. Is it okay? Will it be okay, Kyle?
I honestly don't know.
I have to play combat reflexes. Move target character control to your front or support row. That character gets +3 attack while attacking this turn. I have to imagine you had expected something like that.
Not precisely that,
So
but
let's see
something.
what happens next.
So the next thing that happens is I'm going to play Headshot, which I feel like it never works. This time it'll be useful. Play only during your first attack this turn. Target Marvel Knight's attacker gets +1 attack this attack, where X is that character's cost.
It's really a lot of attack.
Exactly a tie to your defense boost, I believe. Because you gave yourself +3 defense, right?
Yep, that's gonna work. I don't want to do anything with the bat plane while I can.
Fine question.
That's a costly fizzle. Can I do anything about it? I think I can't.
Wonton is fighting me back.
Should have just gone with my initial plan. I knew that was a mistake.
No. We takes our chances. I will be stunned back.
Yeah. If I keep looking at my cards, I'll have a way out, right?
That's how it works. We've all done that.
Why? Why did I fall for your trap? That was dumb. I knew it was a trap. I'll take 4.
Fair enough. I do take 3. And I'm at 39. It was a tempting trap. It's definitely going to be... well, I shouldn't say definitely. I'm not going to jinx anything.
Yeah, we don't have to play that.
For what it's worth, I don't have next turn yet. But I do have a good rest of this turn. Yeah, my this is a rare opportunity where I was going to get to use microchip to flip
Would
this
you,
back
would you like
down.
to see? We don't have to play the game out. Would you
Sure.
like to see the correct play of that turn?
Sure, sure. At which point would you have made that correct play? Upon the initial attack
Yep,
declaration?
yep.
Sure.
With the power up,
Yep, yep.
and say, "Oh darn, you got me."
Yeah.
I think your attack is 7.
Right. That's correct. We would have tied, so you would have taken exactly 4 damage.
So same. And then I go, oh, okay.
You have flight?
Yeah, of course I do. I play Airborne Assault.
Yeah, that
and
would've
Team
been
Attack
perfect.
Lady Punisher.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been more effective.
Yep.
Would have been pretty effective. How would that have played out? So, I haven't played that. Do I have any shenanigans? I may not have any subsequent shenanigans, to be sure. That was to be honest, that was the play I was worried about. But then again, 3 attack, early game, A deck. It was a gamble. It was a gamble. If you'd gotten the fizzle, it would have been amazing.
Well, in this circumstance, I'm worried about you having quick kill or whatever gives microchip activate to KO stun character.
Right.
So I figured the other one was a little safer.
Sure. No, that's a
it
fair
did
point.
look like a trap, and
That's a fair
I
point.
just went right for it.
That's a fair point.
So
well,
this succeeds and you don't KO Catwoman?
yeah,
then?
so the way this works is, so your attack was, they're each +1/+1. Your attack is enough. I would deal the damage to the GCPD officer.
Right.
And I'm stunned, and I'm that, and then I would attack what's her nuts, and I do have a power up as well for microchip, so I'd attempt to get her unscathed.
Right, and that would work.
But I still lose a more valuable character. You want to keep going from this point out of novelty?
We could.
Because we've rewound effectively. I
We
think.
could. Let me see if I can recreate my
Yeah.
resources.
We don't have to.
This was not played. This was here. This was not played. This was not played. I don't mind. I mean, it would have been a short game if we did.
Sure.
This was face up. This
So
was face
I won
up.
that game.
This
Ha
was face
ha! Now in alternate reality mode.
I think that is. And I take 2 from this.
Correct.
7. I think that does that look about like
Yeah,
what my board state
that
was,
seems
and then
legit.
I lose these 2,
Seems legit.
and I recover Catwoman.
And I have to lose Electra, who is useful.
That's probably one of the oddest adjustments we've made.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I might have kept going. I didn't see which. This was a different card than I thought. So that makes it my initiative again, right?
It does. This is going to go real bad for me. I did not get turn 5.
So the first thing I do is I play the Brave and the Bold,
Yeah.
which is the same team up but lets me draw a card.
Yeah.
And also did not get 5, so it's not going to go that bad. For
Yeah,
you.
alright, that's fair.
And I will recruit Cole and Panther.
Right. Does Batplane give everyone flight? Is that correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. Alright. Are you formed?
Sure.
Right. Okay, so I have Hannibal King. Hannibal King is a 2-drop concealed character whom I may activate when target character is put into a KO'd pile during the combat phase this turn. Its controller loses 5 endurance. That's an activated effect.
Okay.
But he's a 2/2 with flight.
I should read Cole as well. Her power is
yeah.
Teen Titans characters I control get +1 defense for each stunned character I control. And I wish this was more definitive, but I think I just hit microchip. You probably pop him. Is that right?
I have nothing. Yes, I could pop him. That still might be the right choice.
Maybe I go for. No, I probably hit Punisher. I probably hit
Lady Punisher?
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes more sense.
So you attack Punisher. Current appearance is a mutual stun.
Yep.
But yep, that's fair.
But you will draw, or I will draw, and you will discard, because I do have a point of breakthrough.
Yes, that's true. That's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, that is going to work. I can't stop that.
4.
Man, exactly 1 point. So I take 5.
You draw and you discard. It's not working out for me.
Okay, I got to figure out what to discard. That is interesting. That card's real good. Oh, really? Oh, that's ridiculous. That's really sad. That's stupid. I can't do it. It's got to be that one. Okay, I discard that card. Then... so all of your characters are +1 defense at the moment.
At the moment.
Right. So... I think I'm going to attack Cole. And I'm going to flip up the Punisher's Armory, which I can pay 3 endurance to ready and activate to give a Marvel Knights attacker 1 attack.
Okay.
So I am... no, wait a minute, that's not right. That doesn't math properly.
So you are 2 under my attack.
Yeah, I'm
my
way
defense
under. What
line.
was I thinking there?
I'm not sure.
I had something to do. I am 2 under still. Yeah, we'll throw in the headshot. So that is plus attack equal to cost.
Okay.
So now I'm tied to you. That's a little fancier.
And I think this is the point where I play the combat reflexes to do the reinforce.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. Because you hadn't played that. Well, I wouldn't have known.
Didn't know. I could tell.
That's right.
You'd have forgotten.
That's right. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, I guess I'm not stunned.
That's true. Yeah. And then I tried to hit microchip.
Yeah.
Because your stupid, really good attack.
Yeah. I mean, I can pop him either way, so it's what I do. Oh, he's removed from the game. And I do get to turn that face down and you ready.
And then I hit you for 1.
And then you hit me for 1.
Friggin' good plot twist. And I keep all my characters. Importantly, I keep my big character.
Yep, that's a big deal. Novel.
What are you doing? This draw is so absurd.
I guess it's my initiative. I do empathize. Right. I'm going to recruit Yelena Belova.
That's not a 6-drop.
Nope. She cannot team attack, but whenever she stuns an exhausted defender, they're KO'd. And then I'm going to give a titanium sword to Lady Punisher, because Punishers love swords. It costs 1 less to recruit to a Marvel Knights character. Whenever a equipped character stuns a character, you're pinged for 3.
Getting really creative here. I'm gonna flip the brave and the bold again.
Oh my.
Draw another card.
Right on.
Shoot. And I have to recruit Dick Grayson Nightwing.
Oh, Lord.
In a form like this.
Boy, I don't love that.
Dick Grayson Nightwing's power is whenever Dick Grayson stuns a character, draw a card. Also, discard a Gotham Knights character card from your hand, and target defender has reinforcement this attack.
Pretty legit. Pretty legit.
Pretty legit to quit.
Pretty legit to quit is right. Whew. Oh boy. Wish I'd gotten 5 or 6. Well, I got to attack Dick Grayson. No surprise there. With a headshot. On Lady Punisher, of course. So my attack is 13.
discard Batman to give Dick Grayson reinforcement.
Sure.
Boost his defense by 3.
Oh, God. Interesting. He can do that to himself. You're exactly 2 over me. Is that correct? I was 1 over you. You gave
you
yourself
said 13.
3.
Yeah, so, yep.
Well, I'll boost 1 and pay 3 endurance to boost another 1.
Well, that's going to work, and I will stun Punisher.
Yep.
I will draw a card, but I will take 6.
Yep.
Somebody kill Grayson.
Now that'd be cool.
Oops, I drew 2 cards. Not that time.
I am going to flip, however, Swan Dive, which I can play only during my attack step. It's an additional cost to play it. Stun a Marvel Knights character you control, and stun any number of target characters your opponents control if their combined cost is less than that of the Marvel Knights character stunned this way. I will stun your 1 and your 2. But I'm almost dead.
Okay, I will take 3 from that.
Yep.
I'll lose my team this turn.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
You have another combat reflexes, so
figured.
Catwoman's going to hit you for
9.
9.
I'm at
I
9.
draw a card and you discard it.
Yeah, it ain't useful anyway.
You done?
Yep.
Dickie G comes back.
Gee.
That's what his friends call him.
It is your initiative now. All I have to do is somehow not let you kill me with 1 attack. Does Batplane give everyone flight, did we decide?
Yes, it does.
That's cool. May as well play it out. We're this far. Don't think there's anything I can do. Unless I can trick you into not attacking.
I will be recruiting Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Army Gotham Knights characters I control get +1/+1, and I may pay 3 endurance to KO an equipment an opponent controls.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you take your extra 3 for titanium?
I probably didn't. Probably didn't.
Probably won't matter, but I'll.
I will be recruiting Panther again.
Oh Lord.
And I will be boosting Tim Drake.
Tim Drake. Dick Drake.
Tim Drake's power is if a team attacker I control would become stunned, I may stun another team attacker instead. And his boost is when Tim Drake comes into play, Teen Titans characters I control can't be stunned while attacking this turn.
Yeah. That's pretty solid. I got Spider-Man. I can activate him to exhaust your whole team during my attack step.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yep. Yep. Don't know if it's worth putting down a resource, but I guess I'm formed. You kill me a lot.
So I finally got to a turn where I would team attack with my team attack deck.
I didn't get to a point where I'd KO with my KO deck. The painful part of that game was when I drew my KO card and it's like, discard a character card to KO something. And I never drew another character card until turn 7.
Wow.
Would have had Catwoman on the turn I stunned her, but that card required the discard of a character card. And I had none.
Bad draws for both of us.
Yep.
I felt like I was playing really cleverly.
Yeah.
This deck does not do that.
It was, in a sense, it was actually a little bit doubly sad because the previous turn I had powered up twice because I hadn't drawn any KO cards yet. And had I not powered up twice to get away with that, which I had to do, but if I hadn't, then I could have gotten Catwoman.
But you won that game, really, because I felt it.
I suppose. Well, we each won that game.
Yay.
And we each lost that game.
Yay.
But a game happened.
The 2, kind of.
2 games. 1.5 games.
One physical and
one ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I was thinking about that, too. I was going to go, the second one was ethereal. Alright. That was a weird intro circumstance to 2018. This guy here.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think that was a bad.
It wasn't
a bad game.
It was not a bad game. It was
We
a
had
weird
such a
game.
run. Reviewing all our videos lately, it was a little painful because we had such a run of bad cards
We
there
really
for
did.
a while.
We did.
I had even forgotten. Like
There were
there was a
cards.
bad card night, and I was like, oh, that's the one I remember. And then there was like some mediocre cards, and then there was another really bad card night, and it kept going.
It kept going.
Went like another night or two. And
We had a pretty rough stretch. We did have a handful of really, really epic games that I think consistently had math errors, but we had some really fun matches.
yeah, math is for chumps.
That's true. Just
Oh,
like
sorry,
the
what
English
tier did I
language.
pick?
You selected it double A, so we're going up the chain this
The
time.
chain.
The chain.
I love doing it, and I got to do it twice this game, or perhaps once in 2 games. Use the combat maneuvers for the reinforcement.
That was good. That was brutal.
Always fun.
Oh, it's rough. Curse that one card. Plus 3 defense and defense. Shenanigans.
This. These are them. Nope, that's not them.
I can't believe all the cards I drew, and I missed 5 and 6, and never drew a KO card I could play.
Well, I was like the frustration on my side of the board was I'm supposed to be a weenie team attack deck,
Yep.
and
You sure weren't.
I recruited like 1 and 2, and then 4, and then 6.
Well, but doubly ironic is that served you so well, because I had that stun your character stuff for several turns and couldn't draw higher than a 4-drop, which is the card that you had that kept messing me up, was Catwoman with the backplane. I'm like, if I just get a 5-drop or a 6-drop, then I can attack with them, flip it, and stun your character free, but I never had a character of higher cost than the Catwoman. And I never had a character card to discard to KO Catwoman. And I had like 15 cards that did stuff if I could KO Catwoman. So it was like I drew all the cards that did things if I could do the thing I couldn't do because I didn't draw the cards to do it.
Oh, irony.
There was a irony with a capital I, that one.
Cut thin to win.
Thin to win.
So, I guess I won the second version of
Yeah.
that game, so I will roll this die.
That's reasonable.
And I will
You should
declare.
do- yeah, you should
I'm
declare
gonna
something.
do the outer die.
Outer Die has been declared. Outer Die did not win, 2 to 3. What does that mean?
I should start picking the inner die. It always wins. Actually, I don't often want to win.
That's true. Picking correctly. One of the great secrets of the game is we never want to win that die roll.
That's a keeper. That's okay. I appreciate these cards.
I'm gonna go. How do I want to play this? I think this deck can kind of go either way. So we'll go. Do I go? I think I can play 2 different strategies with this deck. It's got sort of a long term and a short term. It usually depends on your opening hand. So
I know what you're
basically-
stalling for. There's
Yeah.
not going to be any more information that's going to be helpful.
Yeah. I'm reasoning it through for comedic purposes. Because whichever one I pick will be the opening hand for the other one. I think invariably that is the case here. Let's play the long game. I will go odds and see if I even remembered this deck properly. I guess I'll keep. There are not words.
There are words. I've seen words.
Nope, they're not a real thing. I win odds. I don't have a 1-drop.
I've got the Daxamites.
The Daxamites.
Whenever a character an opponent controls recovers, I gain 2 endurance.
Joke's on you.
Daxamites will hit you from
I have a
1.
1-drop. I'm unfazed. Yeah, this is gonna be a weird game. It is your initiative now.
Yeah, I think that I just do it on curve. So I'm going to recruit the Emerald Empress. Whenever the Emerald Empress stuns a character an opponent controls,
No.
recover that character. This power only triggers once per turn.
It's legit. I'm going to recruit Deadpool into my visible area. He is concealed optional. He's a 4/2, which does unfortunately mean he will get pummeled by your character, but at the start of the recovery phase, I return him to my hand if he didn't attack this turn. But not if he's stunned.
That's going to happen.
Not if you... Yeah. Oh, this is terrible. There's not a way I can do this. I guess I conceal him.
Yeah, it's probably better.
That is unfortunate. I'm going to take a lot of damage. I guess it's not actually much different. Boy.
I'm going to attack you for 4.
Just 4?
Fine. Maybe we'll attack you for 5.
Yeah. Yep. I'll take the 5, and I'm going to attack the Emerald Empress.
It'll work. I'll take 2.
Take 2 also.
But I'll also gain 2.
Yep. This ain't going so hot. Come on, deck.
I'm sorry.
That is.
I would like to play. Sorry, in that turn. Fatal 500, which I may only do if a character causes breakthrough while under my control this turn. Search your deck for a future foe's character, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. I'm going to go look for Validus.
Right. Of course.
Can't have too many Validus. Validi?
Validuses?
Validuses.
Validuses. Now we're talking. My draw is very, very bizarre. It's great in some ways that will probably never be applicable and terrible in all the other ways. I guess it's my initiative. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna recruit, it's so terrible. This draw's silly. I'm gonna recruit Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. She has flight and range, and is gigantic for a 2-drop. Also, to recruit her, I have to return another character I control to my hand.
Wow, I'm so sorry. This is not going well.
Might turn around if you miss something.
It's a possibility.
Pardon. She does have both evasion and invulnerability, so that's cool.
Okay. I've got Tharok. Whenever Tharok stuns a character an opponent controls, recover that character. Its power triggers only once per turn. This is the Fatal 5. That will be all of their powers.
Yep. So I do have an initial attack, and I gotta think real carefully about this, believe it or not. I'm gonna take a beat to my face. So I could just hit the Darkseids. I do have flight and range.
True.
You probably wouldn't reinforce because you're getting a lot more out of the attack. So I'd probably deal you 4 damage and prevent you from generating life.
True.
That's all pretty cool. Or I could do that other thing.
There's another thing.
And the other thing is something I can do later. I'm going to attack the Darkseids.
It'll work. It's 4? That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a good
swing. It'll take 4.
It's a good swing.
And I may force Cal to concede by revealing that I have mutual enemies.
Uh-oh.
Ongoing, whenever a future foe's character I control causes breakthrough while attacking a defender with lesser costs, that defender can't ready this turn.
That is unfortunate.
I'm going to attack your little guy with my big guy. You can evade with her.
I could. I think that's a bad choice.
Then I get to swing through.
Yeah, because she has invulnerability and you bring her back, I actually save a lot of life. So I think I have to soak it. That is to say, not evade. So I'm stunned. You will deal 3 breakthrough, and then I am recovered.
Yep.
And I can't. Yep. Fuck you. I must pass.
I think it is correct for me to also pass.
Yep. You can deal me another. Yeah, I guess you're right. That's fair.
Yep. Character.
So that goes away. She doesn't ready. And I draw me these here cards.
No reason to lose a character yet.
Correct. It is your initiative.
Man.
Not out of it, but you're sure getting some board position over there.
I have to choose. I have a choice.
Cool.
I have a choice. Oh, it ain't gonna work. Maybe unlikely. Oh, why? Why?
I hear that. I do hear that. Sure are a lot of different things I wish I had that I don't have. Like an actual 3-drop. Or an actual 1-drop.
So you can recruit this or this.
Yeah, I'm with
And they're both kind of lousy.
I like this. I need lousy. I need you to have some
This
lousy.
is not going to happen this turn, no matter how much I want it to. And this is not relevant, but maybe later. Maybe that's the right choice then. I have Russell.
Russell. 4-drop Russell? What drop? 1-drop?
Yeah.
Drop Russell.
I may discard a future foe's character card rather than pay his recruit cost. I won't be doing that.
Sure.
I guess I could do both. Maybe I do that.
Doo-doo? Yeah, doo-doo.
All right. I will do that. Then I have both.
So you recruit Russell,
Um,
and then...
I'm going to discard Russell rather than pay his recruit cost.
Whoa!
I can return him to owner's hand unless an opponent discards a card. Sorry. I can return him to owner's hand for the following effect. The effect is, unless an opponent discards a card, target character loses reinforcement and cannot have reinforcement this turn, uses power only during the combat phase. And then I will spend my 4 resource points on Tharok again, but boosted.
With his boost, interesting.
His boost is not probably going to matter.
No, it's not nothing.
His boost is when Tharok comes into play, whenever a character an opponent controls recovers during the combat phase this turn, it gets -2 defense this turn.
Oh. That ain't nothing. That is not nothing. I'm gonna recruit Bullseye. Bullseye is concealed. He's also substitute, which does not come into play. 7/7 with range. He has activate. Return him to his owner's hand to stun target attacker with cost less than the number of resources I control.
Bullseye.
Use only if you control another Thunderbolts or Shield character, which I currently do.
I'm going to attack the 2-drop with Tharok, I guess.
Yeah, you sure will. You sure will.
I get you.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna work. I am stunned and recovered, and my defense is reduced by 2, and I take, you gain 2 life,
Yep.
the Daxamites, and I will take 3. Courtesy of my invulnerability and moderately high defense.
His invulnerability printed on it. That's so frustrating for my deck.
Yeah, it's really, really useful right now. Yeah, I mean, perhaps unsurprisingly, I'm going to attack the Emerald Empress for 4.
I am going to do something else in that attack. If I
yeah.
I
Sorry.
forgot to do something. I
Yeah,
meant to
sure,
do.
sure. Maybe or maybe not. I will attack the.
I'm going to play in that attack, and it might change what you do for that attack. Need for Speed. Play Need for Speed only during your first attack this turn, which that was. Whenever target attacker causes breakthrough this attack, ready that character, and it cannot cause breakthrough this turn.
Oh.
I guess that doesn't.
Ready
that's
that
not a good
character,
idea.
and it
I'm
can't
not going
cause
to do that.
breakthrough.
That's so dumb. Your character's invulnerability, so all I can do is hit her again for nothing.
Yeah.
So I choose not to. Never mind. That
Yeah,
comes
it's
as a surprise
sort of
for
funny.
later.
That's hilarious. Well, I'll forget the details. So, considering you did that different thing that you didn't do,
right.
I'm going to attack the Emerald Empress for 7.
Yeah, I will reinforce you.
Sure.
Take 2.
Not dealing you damage.
Likewise.
I'm trying. It is my initiative. I better use this
You're
one.
not ready her.
Oh.
You dealt breakthrough with a character of greater cost this turn.
That's ongoing.
It is.
Oh, shit. Did not realize that. I thought that was a one-off. Crap. Boy, that is a big deal. I guess she's still soaking damage, so I'll take it.
I have initiative. Do I have initiative? I don't know.
You do not have initiative. You opened last time with Therok hitting her. I do have a
Wish I had
5-drop.
initiative.
I'm glad that you do not, because you have a Validus. I have Doc Samson. When he enters play, rally for a character card. Nope. If successful, he has invulnerability this turn, but I was not.
Gosh, what do we even do this turn? Why
Boy,
is
you're
everything so
telling me.
awful?
It's real weird. I don't like it. Don't like it. Oh, I apologize. I do also put down a resource this turn. My next turn is going to be extremely weird unless my draw changes it. Novel, one might say. But also amazing. Not effective, but amazing. So I kind of hope my draw doesn't change just so I can do this really stupid thing. It's one of those.
I can't make any progress. I don't
I feel you.
understand. I'm probably going to lose the Therok. Which means I shouldn't spend lots of resources on stuff.
Maybe next turn. Rumor has it the initiative comes around again.
I do basically nothing this turn? That's so depressing.
Feels like my every turn. I'm hoping for a tied turn, like... I don't know if I'm going to get it, but that's the optimism.
I do recruit Validus.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
His
that's
power
pretty
is
solid.
the same as everybody else's.
Yeah. That ain't worthless.
All these good cards that are not good in this situation.
That is sort of funny. Yeah, I mean, I think my correct play is to attack Validus, as you had anticipated.
I think you must. Makes no sense not to.
Get your Validus. Get your Validus here. Get your Validus.
We're stunned.
Yeah.
I will take a point of breakthrough.
Am I recovered, or is that only when you're
are recovered.
Okay, so I take 5.
I would take 7, but I gain 2, so I would take 5.
Sorry, I think you'd only take 6. You have 10 defense, my attack is 11.
Yes.
So you'd take 6 and gain 2, so you take 4.
Okay.
Next turn is going to be so dumb.
I shouldn't do this now, but I'm so frustrated.
Sweet. I'm ready.
Characters I control have flight this turn.
Oh, my
Characters
word.
my opponents control get -1 defense while defending this turn, and an additional -1 defense while defending against future foes' characters with a greater cost this turn. I'm going to attack your teardrop with my 3-drop again.
No, you can do that.
Yes.
I will remind you I have evasion on.
I know.
All right, well, I'm going to do it this time.
Okay.
I'm actually going to evade. Is that true? So I'd get -2 defense?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm only soaking 1 point of damage. I think it's good to soak it. So I will soak. I do evade. I have invulnerability, so I take no damage from that. And then, of course, do I go for the safer attack? That's the question now. There is some risk in going for Theroc, though I guess I would recover, but you have a huge life advantage. Yeah, I gotta make you lose Theroc, so I think I go for him. Let me just confirm really quickly. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go for Theroc.
I'll take 4.
Sweet.
What a stupid game this is, Kyle.
This is silly.
Is
It is to you. Do you do a...
I'm gonna pass.
Very good, very good. I also pass. Oh my god, she readies this time!
What are you doing?
Boy,
What are you doing?
I feel that. Do I get rid of that? That's bizarre. Okay. What the hell do I do? Think about this. I guess I can wait to do anything until I see what you do, because it is your initiative. I'm gonna do a stupid thing that's stupid. But it'll be hilarious, so I'm glad the stream will catch it.
What does Bullseye do?
Bullseye, 7/7 range, substitute, activate. Return Bullseye to his owner's hand. Stun target attacker with cost less than the number of resources you control. Use only if you control another S.H.I.E.L.D. character or Thunderbolts. Which would include both of my other characters.
I think the correct play is to concede.
I don't have an on-drop character.
It doesn't matter. I won't have any characters at the end of this turn.
I guess if you don't have a thing you can do, then that could be true. Can I recruit though? Because it's funny.
Sure. I guess I'll recruit the Dags one.
Alright, cool. I just want to do. This is the thing I want to do, and then we don't have to play it. It's great. So first, I'm going to put down. Oh, we'll put down this. I'm going to spend 2 resource points to recruit Deadpool. That's the first thing that I do. Then, I'm going to flip the S.H.I.E.L.D. Helicarrier. To flip, return up to 3 non-stunned characters you control with a combined cost of 3 or more to their owner's hand, and then all of my characters get +2 attack and flight forever.
Maybe we should keep going. That's not so bad.
Then I recruit Deadpool. Then I recruit Jessica Drew. That's all my resource points. I told you it wasn't great, but I got to flip a really cool card in a really stupid way. I spent 6 resource points and my board state is near identical.
Sure.
So again, all of my characters have +2 attack and flight. It might. I mean, I do still have Bullseye. He's really scary.
I mean, I have to make you use him. I don't have any choice, so I attack Proudstar or whatever his name is.
Yep. Doc Samson.
Yeah, him.
Similar spelling and pronunciation to Proudstar.
His art's similar, isn't it? I can't tell.
Well, they are both men, so.
That's true.
Yeah, do I use Bullseye or not? I probably use
Gotta use Bullseye.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. He's really, really... Like, he only gets to do it once. If
I will make you use Bullseye if you don't use Bullseye.
Maybe I should make you do it, though, because, like, right now, if nothing else happens, we're both stunned. I will take a lot of damage. I would take 10 damage currently. And then I would be recovered and you would gain some life. I think that's okay. So with the current state, let's check my math. 5 breakthrough, 5 for the stun. That's 10 damage, and we're both stunned. And you would gain some life. And then I would recover. So I will accept that outcome and be at 21 unless you do something. I'm just going to assume reinforcing is worthless.
I'm going to return Ra's-al-Ghul to my hand and strip reinforcement from him unless you discard a card.
From Samson.
Yes.
I will choose not to do that.
I'm going to discard Ra's-al-Ghul as the cost to play 5 against 1. There's an additional cost to play 5 against 1, discard a future foe's character card. Target character gets -3 defense while defending this turn and cannot reinforce other characters this turn.
And you will choose Doc Samson.
Yes.
So now I would be up to 13 damage. And be vulnerable to other attackers. I think I still accept. I mean, it's going to hurt. But I believe the correct play here is... I mean, there may be a threshold that you can push this past where I'll be like, okay, we'll pop Bullseye. But we're not quite there.
I'll take 5.
Alright.
But I will gain 4.
That's
so
true.
I'll take 1.
And I take 13 and I'm at 18. Bullseye is also useful next turn, and I think it is more useful for me to punch up your team a little bit if I can get away with it. So, Jessica Drew is going to attack the Daxamites behind... Oh, he does recover, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's -3 defense for forever, correct?
Yep.
I'll attack the Daxamites. Or do I go for Emerald Empress? It's actually a tricky choice. If you attack with Emerald Empress, and I am -3 defense, which I am, you can get me straight up, and I will take another 5 damage.
I need to push that attack further.
Well, it hurt.
Do you mind if I played something else and then we can reassess?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll play Busted Knee on him.
Alright, so how does that work?
-2 defense while defending this turn, and whenever it recovers this turn, you lose 2 endurance.
Right. So that would be an additional 4 damage if I do nothing. And another -2 defense for the whole turn?
Yes.
So I am
Playing a little sloppy today. I'm sorry, I keep reading.
Yeah, that's okay. So now, the Daxamites alone could get him and ping me every time that you did a team attack. Do I still allow it? This is getting tough. Four more damage, and every time he is stunned, I take an
Every time
additional.
he's recovered.
Every time he's recovered. The Daxamites would not trigger that. I think I still allow it.
That's all.
No, I mean it's a lot. You made that hurt a lot. And then I think the correct play is to attack the Daxamites behind the Emerald Empress with Jessica Drew for 6. because I am +2 in
I
flight.
will reinforce them.
Sure.
Take 1. And then I hit Proud Star again.
Proud Star.
Yes.
That will work. You will be stunned for 2, and I will take 7 more, putting me at 7. 2 from that. Did you gain the 2 from Dex Mites on that recovery? And did you take the 2 from that for Emerald Empress being stunned? Because you adjusted your
4. I took 4 for Emerald Empress being stunned, which is wrong. And then straight 2.
Yes, you should have broken even on that. And then I am going to hit the Dex Mites for 9.
Yes. 9? Oh yeah, 9.
And then we see if Desperate Gamble paid off. You need to deal me 7. I need to deal you 27. That's peculiar. Oh my goodness, that's peculiar. It's my initiative. I am going to reboot Thor.
I don't think it's your initiative. Is that right? It is your initiative. How about that?
Thor is a 17-14 with flight and range. His power is discard your hand. Target player loses X endurance and you draw X cards, where X is the number of S.H.I.E.L.D. character cards you discarded in this way. Use only once per turn. And you know he's big. Yeah, I think that's it.
Universo.
Universo.
Whenever Universo causes breakthrough while attacking a defender, stun a character adjacent to that defender.
That's legit. That's legit. How big is he? He's
16, 15.
Not trivial. Right. So I have to go after Universo. Cool. Now that we've gotten that far, I think I try to do it with just Doc Samson. How much backup do I have for this?
I don't really see a way I can get out of this.
Yeah, I might have you. But I also don't know what you have, and I do have 7 life. So Doc Samson's going to attack Universo, and I do have the God's Eye Satellite, which for some reason has not been useful up to this turn. Activate, target attacker gets +X attack, where X is its cost. At the start of the recovery phase, that character returns to my hand. So my attack is 17, 18. It's 18.
7 through 18?
18. 2, so 11, 12, 13, +5.
And I can't save Universo. Do I even get through the turn? I probably don't.
I need to get to this turn or I think I'll lose the game. So that is the aspiration. I will be counter-stunned to end at 2. But, of course, so I am at 2.
So what's your attack? I'm sorry?
18,
did you say?
It was 18, yeah.
I take 10.
Do I recover from him? I do not.
You do
right?
not.
So I am just actually stunned.
I've got to pass.
Right. Yeah, I might just have enough. I think I just attack. Just do a straight-up attack for 19.
You got me.
Fair enough. You had thought about conceding a turn prior, but I didn't know how it was going to go.
Bullseye is so broken. I don't think he's a reasonable card.
Maybe
He's
you're
not
right.
Balanced.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe not under our rules.
It's possible. Well, that's an interesting hypothesis, because he also steals initiative. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's too strong. It's so funny because I always feel like...
Because you can't get 2 attacks when Bullseye's been played. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'll look and see if there is... Like, maybe he's totally broken. I always felt like he was really good, but I never felt like he was
play
broken.
him.
I didn't have him. Oh, I had one of him, and I think I got one more, so I think there's 2 in the deck, and then I'm like, okay. Because I usually...
It might just bump this up to S tier or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. It's funny, the...
But I feel like, I think we're 3 games of Bullseye just, like, shutting me down.
Yeah, and that one was a little bit weird. I don't know, maybe you're right. That's one where I would need to go back and look at the replays. Like, I feel like this particular game is a little weird because your 6-drop is also a 5-drop, which makes Bullseye stronger because you can never get on drop.
But even so, like, I could have beaten you this turn if I could attack.
Sure.
I would have beaten you this turn if I could attack.
Sure. That's probably true. Well, even if you'd attacked...
But I just can't attack.
If I had Bullseye on... Or if I had those stats on the board... I still think I had you, even without that power, on that turn. Because I had... I guess it depends on what you could get. If you can get Validus up to my big guy...
I could, but I could cause a lot of havoc with some other attacks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could get my hidden character. Maybe you could have attacked Bullseye.
That
would have been a big blow. But if you attack Pee-wee, I just evade, because she's sitting with evasion. And then I swing through with my big guy.
Maybe not, but, it's...
I hear the point. The point is he's what you ended up having to play your whole game around once I played him.
Well, and again, I feel like that's been true the last 3 times I've seen... What is that, Checkmate?
This is
S.H.I.E.L.D. And the last 3 times I've seen S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, maybe we tried the deck without
Bullseye. It isn't that
Bullseye.
I played around him, it's that I just stopped. I stopped being able to do anything.
Right. Well, and, to your point, you definitely tried to force my hand with him. And I had enough life in that case that I was... I mean, I cut it pretty damn close, like getting down to 2 life on your following attack, knowing that I was saving him to shut down whatever the other one was. But yeah, no, he's an immense deterrent. So even at 4 resource points, because I can deal some damage with him on his turns.
That's the problem, is it would be an amazing play if it was a once, but it's also like, well, if your opponent can't play around it, it's also a reasonable 4-drop.
Right. That's right.
He should have low stats
maybe
or
like,
something.
Yeah, like 5, 6 or something.
Or not be hidden would be much better.
Yeah. Well, and that's interesting because I think the fact that they made him hidden means that you have to use his power on an attack against another character. Like, if he were visible, then I could soak the attack that you used against him. Does that make sense? Like, I think he would actually be stronger if he were visible.
I disagree, because then I forced the issue earlier. Right? It
Yeah,
gives
maybe
more
that's
opportunities
it,
to force the issue.
Alright, that's true. You can force the issue. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I'll look around and see if there's a suitable alternative 4-drop, because I like how the deck plays otherwise, and it's very technical and very difficult to balance.
Well, we're getting to the point where I've kind of forgotten the rest of the deck, because he's the focus.
Sure,
he's been the thorn in my side the last few times.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he's a very, very interesting card. Very high cost, but extremely powerful. Extremely, extremely powerful. The last deck is not the one I just picked up, but is an S deck. For our fans at home.
We might get to another game tonight. I think it's likely, in fact.
I would be game for one more. Oh, I threw a card down. My bad. All right. Because it never works, I will go... What's the one that always loses? Outer die? We'll go outer die. See what happens. I did win.
You won.
Cool. I will go...
keeper, and it's not great.
I will go odds. I will mulligan that hand. Boy, oh boy, I'm having some cards. Oh my word. Okay. I do not have a combo that I want to play.
Huh. Well, things.
It is now your initiative.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have Cole.
Cool.
Cole's power is she was already out.
She was already out. You can reread her.
Teen Titans characters I control get +1 defense for each stunned character I control.
Right on. I actually do not have a 2-drop.
Oh, interesting. Cole will attack you for 1, but I will reveal that I have Tamaran. Activate, put the top card of your deck into your KO'd pile. Power up target Teen Titans attacker or defender.
Well, at least we get rid of that card. So you always get the power up. So you get me for 2. Well, I'll accept the 2 just like I would have accepted the 1. What are you doing, Duck? That's silly. Now you're being silly.
Oops, on the top deck. I'm sure you hate to hear that.
I do have a 3-drop of Maddie Franklin. She has evasion. She also has pay 2 attack this turn. Exhaust target visible character. Use only if Maddie Franklin is attacking, and only once per turn. 4/5 with flight.
I'm going to boost Dawn Granger.
Oh my.
While I control Hank Hall, Dawn Granger gets +1/+1. Boost 2. When Dawn Granger comes into play, if I don't control Hank Hall, search your deck for a card named Hank Hall and put it into your front row. Shuffle your deck.
Right. Right, you be.
There's Hank. Hank Hall power is while I control Dawn Granger, Hank Hall gets +2/+2. He also has a boost to go get Dawn Granger.
Right on. Can that be used only when attacking that power?
Nope.
That's anytime.
Anytime.
Right. Great. Absolutely fantastic. That's so consequential. I'm going to attack Dawn Granger for 4. And I will pay 2 attack to exhaust Hank Hall.
Okay. I will power up. And I will reinforce her.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I need to.
You do not need to reinforce, actually. If you power up, you are not stunned.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, I power drop.
Sure. You are not stunned.
I'm not stunned.
To you, Ian.
Pass.
I was going to say, whatever you're thinking of doing, don't waste your time. Okay. Now it is back to your initiative.
Yep. Well, I got Red Star.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Whenever Red Star becomes powered up, he cannot be stunned while attacking this turn. I can also play 1 resource point. Target player loses 5 endurance. Uses power only once per turn and only if I control another Teen Titans character.
So seems legit. Seems legit. Well, I got Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker is concealed, flight and range. That's the deck that does weird things. I guess I'll keep him in the front row. I don't remember which one is right. Never do. Switch the attack and defensive target attacker you control. Use only once per turn. Sorry, that's a discard a card power.
Okay. I'm going to attack Maddie Franklin
Yeah.
with a red star.
That is a reasonable course of action. Yeah, I mean, that'll just work. I will take 5.
5.
Yep. And then do I attack Cole? Doesn't save me much. Do I attack Dawn? Saves me a little more. Do I just take beats to the face?
I like that one.
Man, that deck is so good.
We moved it up to the S tier.
Yep. I think I just pass.
Oh,
Just take all the damage.
I mean, yay!
That's right.
I will team attack with the
The lot,
Hawk and Dove. Hawk and
but
Dove.
not Cole.
Not cool.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna follow up with Sleepwalker, I don't want
Mm.
to not be able to reinforce Cole or not be able to reinforce Dawn.
Dawn,
But I will
right,
power
sure,
up Hank Hall.
Sure.
Got one finally.
There you go. So that was 7.
Have I not taken any damage this game? I haven't. Is that right?
Could be right. Maddie fizzled. Yeah, that's probably right.
Huh.
36. I will pass.
Yeah, I will also pass.
Right. Did suspect that might happen. Yeah. That's a sad affair. That's a damn sad affair. Recruit a 2-drop and a 1-drop. We have Speedball, who has evasion. He also has, whenever Speedball becomes stunned, target character you control can't be stunned while team attacking this turn. And Blade. Blade says activate, discard a character card. The next time target exhausted character would ready this turn, instead it remains exhausted.
Well, I'm going to recruit Blackfire. I've missed on her a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
She's not my preferred 5-go.
Sure.
But she's pretty good. I'm not sure how I'm going to form yet. We're going to start like this, though.
Yeah.
Blackfire's power is activate and pay 5 endurance. Stun target front row character. Use this power only during your attack step.
Boy, I sure wish I'd dealt you damage. Oh, that's so awful. That's so awful. Boy, that's awful.
I think that's the right formation. I think.
Mm. And you can do that at any time to stun a front row character.
Only during my attack step.
Jeez. Only during your attacks. I guess that's something.
You could stop it, for example, with Maddie Franklin.
Sure could. Oh, why did I have to miss so bad this turn? She's not affiliated. I guess that's her biggest weakness. To your point, she is similar to Bullseye. Maybe that makes Bullseye S. What the hell do I do? They're both so awful. How do I get them both? I guess I... Oh, that's so terrible. I will team attack, Blackfire, and pay 2 attack to exhaust Red Star.
Oh, that's a lot of attack.
Not as much as I'd like. It is 12. And
It's 14.
that's... I did pay 2, as a reminder.
Oh, you're right.
So it is 12.
12. It's still a lot. I mean,
Yeah, it's still a good amount.
6.
Oh, sorry, your defense is 8. I'm attacking Blackfire,
attacking
exhausting
Blackfire, right.
Red Star, yeah.
Sorry. Yes, I'm straightened out.
worries.
Yeah. Yep. It happens.
I actually think I might stun Speedball to keep you from stunning Sleepwalker. Which pulls 2 from the attack, so you could reconsider your decision too.
What does Speedball do?
Speedball is, he has evasion, and whenever he becomes stunned, target character I control can't be stunned while team attacking this turn. So I think I will do that and target Sleepwalker.
I see. I
So
guess
you could
then
only
I
deal the damage to
stun
me.
Maddie Franklin.
And that'll work. So take 3. I have dealt you damage, which is novel. And then I'm going to activate and discard a card, and Blackfire can't ready the next time they would ready this turn.
Okay. I guess I will attack the 2-drop with Hank Hall.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and I'll power him up.
Yep. Man, this deck is so good, and it just did not hit some key stuff. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. I'll take 5. 28.
And I guess I attack you for 3.
Yep.
Let's see if I can make that spicy. Not really. Not really. I will power up each of those characters.
Sheesh. How many cards are in your pile? What are you up to?
3.
Man, I'm just losing on the stat from. I'd pass again. I did evade with Speedball, so he's a free recovery. I will lose Blade. Alright, I guess it's your initiative.
I do have Coriander. Coriander's power is activate stun target support row character with a cost less than or equal to the number of Teen Titans characters in your KO'd pile.
Yeah. Boy, this is a rough game. I do have Man-Thing. oft feared but generally mediocre. When Man-Thing enters combat with a character, I may reveal a Spider Friend's character I control from my hand. If I do, stun that character at the start of the recovery phase of this turn. And he's a 0/14. Yep. I'm having a hard time making drops today.
Well, I have to hit Matty Franklin.
Yeah. Yep. That's a pretty good choice. Question is, do I take it or do I evade? I think I will evade. Take 3. She gets front row, you said?
Support row.
Or she gets support row. She gets front row.
Correct.
Right. What do I go for here? Do I attack someone with Man-Thing? Maybe.
Don Granger.
Thinking about going for Hank Hall. Yeah, I think I go for Hank Hall with Man-Thing. I do have to reveal that I have another speedball. You're catching on here. I'm going to evade. This is what you attack Man-Thing. Dang it. I think I attack Red Star with Sleepwalker. So that you still have your power up on the board. Ugh. And probably gigantic other things. Do I go for something arguably safer? Is there safer? Is there safer? Safer. It's also terrible, Ian. Why is it so terrible? I guess I attacked Dawn Granger for 8. I don't need a life or characters to beat you. Only the terrifying wiles of Man-Thing. of wiles. I am going to play feminine wiles, Sleepwalker being the dreamer that he is. Target character gets -X attack this turn, where X is the cost of a Spider Friends character you control. Pardon me, Spider Friends attacker I control. I will choose Coriander. She gets -4 attack this turn. Isn't that terrifying? Yep. The draws ain't being kind to me tonight. The threat of Ian humming to himself. Few things are as terrifying in the realm of versus system as a humming Ian. How many of my 15 locations should I flip? Ian mused to himself. I don't know. For some reason, Ian was thinking in the voice of Deckard Cain. Nobody could explain it. Why is Kyle narrating right now? I'm trying to concentrate, Ian thought to himself. I feel like all that was pretty brilliant and meta.
I have Titan's Tower.
Sure. As one does.
Let's find it. I have Titan's Tower.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Activate, discard a Teen Titans character card from your hand. Target Teen Titans attacker or defender gets +X attack this attack, where X is the cost of the character you discarded. I will discard Raven for +7 attack.
+7. So what is your attack?
9.
9 is your attack. You discard a Raven. Raven is a big number. Sure. I'm going to discard Speedball to swap my stats. So I am now 6'8". I am then going to flip up Burns at the touch, which is a plot twist that says target attacker you control gets +2 defense this attack, and the defending player loses 2 endurance. My defense is now 10. I am a 6'10".
I will power up.
We are now tied. I too shall power up.
Power up again.
Ooh. I do have another Burns of the Touch. Ping you for 2 more and gain 2 more defense.
Reinforcer.
Indeed. You will take 1.
Really?
I showed you. It is to you.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. Yup.
Hand Call is stunned, so I must choose between
Correct.
Hand Call and Dawn Granger.
Progress! I did evade with my characters, so they come back. That's cool. It's ridiculous. So it is my initiative. I'm going to put in my resource row and immediately flip Empire State University. Activate, exhaust a Spider Friends character you control to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and hope you get a character. Put 1 into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your deck. does that work? Put one into your hand and the other on the bottom of your deck. Well, I sure don't have a good character, but I do have a character. He's a middle-of-the-road character. It's going to be Venom. Venom actually is going to be pretty useful this turn. Not quite what I was hoping for. I'll put him in my front row. He says, at the start of your attack step, you may exhaust target visible character with a cost of 4 or less. I wish that all this work would be for something. It still could be. We'll see. Get him, Venom. In exciting nothing news the other day, Tom Hardy spoke about his role as Venom, saying that he would try to play a really awesome Venom, the best Venom that he could. And scene. While I made you burn a resource, I also spent quite the number of plot twists to make all that work, so this is going to be some tough business, I fear. I only need to overcome 21 life and board disadvantage. And somehow not die.
I have the Optitron building. Pay 1 resource point. Discard a Teen Titans character card from your hand. Search your deck for a Teen Titans character card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck.
Precious search.
This is going to seem really strange.
You must be searching for Garth. What?
I told you it was going to seem strange.
I don't like that. That makes me immensely uncomfortable. Do not want. Did I mention Venom has evasion? That's a cool thing that probably won't matter.
Actually going to get Terra.
Terra? What? Oh, you're going after Maddie. Going after Maddie.
I will use my remaining resource point to ping you for 5.
Right on.
Terra's power is activate KO a resource you control. If you do, place the top card of your deck into your resource row and target character and stun target character with a cost of 3 or less.
And that is an activate?
I will be doing that now.
Maddie Frank.
Maddie Frank.
Stun or KO?
Stun.
Well, nuts. I guess I evade because then I get her back for free. That's a really big deal. Oh, man. That is a big deal. That, of course, radically changes what I can do. Damn. Well, that's a pretty big deal. I went from feeling like I might see next turn to feeling less confident that I might see next turn. I, of course, at the start of the attack step, will exhaust Red Star. 4 or less. Boy, that's rather trollop. That is unfortunate. Sleepwalker must go for Black Star. And I will play Big Leagues. If all characters you control share at least one affiliation, target attacker you control gets +4 attack this attack. Actually, am I getting you? I'm getting you. I don't have a card that can boost my attack while attacking by 4.
We're stunned.
Yeah.
I will take 5.
Yeah. I think I'm just dead this turn. Terra. Undone by Terra.
Venom.
Yep. So, yeah. There was something I should have done on that last attack once you did a thing, which is I should have played another Feminine Wiles to reduce Coriander's attack by 4. Okay. Which is for my attack.
Sure, that's
when I realized that was how that was going to go, and you stunned my dude, I should have done that. So let's act like I did. And it might not matter, but I will say I did that. So your attack with her is currently 8.
Sure. I will still attack Venom.
Sure. I know you've got stats on the board, but I got to make you use them, and we'll see. It's going to be mighty close.
Well,
you got a legit power up there. You're getting ready to play.
We'll play the combat reflexes.
Combat reflexes for +3. So you are 2 over me. Right. I think you do have me this turn. It's funny how close it is. I mean, you might have more. I'll play Spider Signal. Target Spider Friend's attacker or defender gets -2/+2 or +2/-2 this attack. I will give myself defense. So I am an 8/11.
So I match you.
So you match me, and then I'm going to play What Are Friends For? Target attacker gets -5 defense of this attack.
Oof. I've got to play Tamaran now.
Yep.
But I will still be counterstunned.
Yep. And I will take
1 point of breakthrough.
That's correct.
The right number.
I was gonna say it's gonna be funny. Yep. So I am at 1, man. I sure am at 1. It's too bad I don't have an attacker that can actually damage you. Yeah, I mean, I guess I annoy Terra. Is there anything else I can do with that? Well, maybe not. Hold on. Let me think about this. That's real dumb. That's real dumb. I attack Hank Hall and give Man-Thing +4 attack. I don't think it doesn't actually matter. Frickin' speedball.
We'll shape change him.
Sure.
Just for giggles.
Sure.
-2/+2. That's, you still get him.
Yep, I do.
I'll take 2.
Undone by speedball.
Attack speedball.
I power up, and it's not enough because my defense is 0 by default.
That was funny. That was a funny series
conclusion.
of turns. Next turn would have been bad. I ping you for like.
Yeah.
If we get to next turn, I still have Terra. I recover one of Starfire Grain or maybe Starfire.
Yeah, you take your pick. I have my 8-drop, which is my
And I have
saving grace.
Roy Harper, who also gets to stun somebody during the build phase.
That's actually funny. Actually, yeah. Do you have initiative? Then you do stop me because my 8-drop counters Roy Harper, but you can do it while his effect is on the stack. So yeah, you would have me because his is pay attack to reduce your attack anytime.
Ooh, interesting. Yes,
But you may because it's your initiative. You recruit Roy Harper first, and then he goes on the stack, and you're like, yeah, we can't let him enter play, and so you stun someone. So you would have had me on 8 anyway. I made that as interesting as I could. I'm
me
glad
too.
it
It was a struggle for me to get there. It wasn't quite happening the way I wanted.
Well, it was one of those ones where I had an okay defensive posture, but I couldn't muster any offense at all that whole game. I didn't even get you to half-life.
That's true.
I suppose I did get you to half-life because at the end of the turn, that one guy is stunned. Nope, I stunned him with that initial attack. So I guess not. I get you to 27. But yeah, I let you get too much board position. I couldn't get the offense rolling. And this deck's kind of supposed to stall, but I missed some pretty key drops. Missing 6 is a big deal. There's some really good powers.
I really thought I could finish you the previous turn, and then I wasn't sure I could recover from not finishing you the previous turn.
Yep.
I can't believe I threw out my 6-drop, which was the right thing to do.
Yeah, that was an amazing play. That was absolutely the right thing to do. Because otherwise I pretty much shut down your whole team.
Yeah, I think we do one more.
Sure.
Because, Chris, to answer your question, is because I could still attack with Roy Harper if he used Man-Thing's power. He was trying to stop me from attacking with Roy Harper,
That is true.
who was the clear victor in that case.
Yeah, Harper.
Whereas it was a lot closer with Cole.
It is a true tale. I'm hankering for a particular deck, but I may not be able
Hankering
to
for
find
a deck.
it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to. Nope, I found it. Double A.
Double A. Okay. Man. I almost have another deck idea rolling around in my...
Oh no.
That's a weird thing to say, I know.
That is alarming.
Yep, that's them. Alright. I'll try it. Right on. Sadly, the cards I'd want to put in it, I have very few of, or they're already in other decks, so I need to think about how to make that happen. It will be a very strange deck. You know me.
Yeah, you come up. I mean, the problem is your strange decks are usually horrifying. I would say 3 out of 4 times, and 3 out of
It's one of the. I think it's going to be one of the less horrifying, but it's going to be like this plays weird and different,
Right.
and I don't understand.
I like how the deck you're planning you don't understand. That is intriguing.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not sure if something is there. I can't run the math because it's not like versus system.
Oh lord. Oh lord.
I also have, in the course of prepping for Chris's visit, done a lot of cleaning, and that cleaning unfortunately included putting away my Versus System cards, which includes some of your Versus System cards. So we have to remember now, you and I, that I have some of your cards and need to return them to you at some point when I am done with them.
True tale. What's your
Outer.
that is outer.
I think these are evens.
Now that's great news because I've lost every game I have played. Well, did I lose every game tonight? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe.
No, I lost the first game.
That's right. That's right. The half game. But I have also gone first every game, I think. So now the shoe is on the other foot. I did mulligan, by the way.
This might be a bad idea.
I hear you.
So I went evens. So you have.
Yes. And recruit to my concealed area the aspiring pawn.
Oh no.
Whenever aspiring pawn causes breakthrough while attacking a player directly, they get a 1/1 counter. And it loses the version army and gains the version knight. You should play a concealed character or none at all.
Nope, I'm going to play goalie, whom you hate.
I
Whenever
do.
goalie becomes stunned, each of my opponents loses 1 endurance for each face down resource he controls.
Oh, goalie. Oh, goalie. Yeah. So if I attack you, I accelerate the game. If I don't attack you, I don't accelerate the game. I'll attack you.
Alright, we accelerate the game. I will take 1.
And I'll take 2. Because when you are stunned, I take an extra damage.
Not doing it right. Why does this deck seems to so consistently draw badly?
Yeah.
I guess I have initiative.
True.
I'll refute. I'll recruit
Right on.
Jafar.
Jaffer.
Jafar's power is exhaust 2 characters I control with the version Deep 6 to gain 1 resource point, which I may only spend to recruit characters with the version Deep 6. I can only use this power during my recruit step.
Right. I will recruit the Retrieval Protocol, OMAC Robot. I can discard a character or location card, and characters I control with the Identity OMAC Robot get +1/+1 this turn. I can only use this power once per turn.
I guess I attack him.
Yeah. That is a thing you can do. That is a thing you can do. Is it useful to try and thwart that? I sure am tempted. Sure am tempted. This is a stupid play to have consequence. If I successfully foil your attack, I could get a counter on Aspiring Pawn. That'd be
It's
pretty
true.
cool. I love counters on Aspiring Pawn.
Dude, I know you do. It's what gets you up in the morning.
That it is. That it is.
I'm not sure what I'm rooting for here. But by all means, exhaust your resources on turn 2.
Yeah. So he says...
He lets me get an extra resource point. If I could keep him to next turn, which it's clear that I can't.
Him and goalie.
Well,
Yeah. I will exhaust 1 resource. I will use this power, use the character's power to give him 1/1 for the turn.
Okay. So I'm stunned and you are not. I take 2 and you take 1. 2.
That is true.
No, that's when you stun goalie.
Ah,
Never
so
mind.
that is coming.
It's not Ratcatcher.
It's coming.
It's goalie.
I will attack goalie for 3.
I will take 1, and you will take 2. I will take 3, and you will take 2. I take 1 more.
And you take 1 more, and I get a counter on it. He gets a counter.
Man, what are we doing?
Fine question.
That is not right.
I hear that. So I'm gonna recruit the neutralization protocol. I can stun another character I control to gain.
Oh, this is not the deck I thought it was.
Indeed. To gain a resource point, which can be used to only to recruit a character card with the identity OMAC robot. He uses power only once per turn and only during my recruit step.
This is even less likely to work.
We'll see. We shall see.
Well, I've got to recruit Dark Lantern. When Dark Lantern comes into play, target a character you control. I will target Dark Lantern while that character has the Darkseid's lead affiliation and is attacking this turn. It cannot be stunned.
Right. Alright, that's a good play. I'm attack Cole.
Cole?
Goalie. And I'm going to flip up Brother Eye, which I can activate to give a Checkmate attacker I control plus X attack, where X is the number of locations I control, or activate it to return an Army Checkmate character card to my hand, which I will do.
From your KO pile.
Correct, yes. I will then discard this to give character cards with the identity OMAC Robot +1/+1 for the turn.
Oh, does that hit all of your dudes?
All,
wow, that's
not this
super
guy.
good.
Only OMAC Robots, but yeah.
Is it just OMAC robots?
It is.
Man, what a power.
It's a good power.
With that location, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool combo. I don't know if I've actually gotten this combo before.
Well, this could be disastrous.
And I can only do it once a
so
turn.
far, everything
but,
has
yeah.
been. I will play Price of Treason.
Oh no.
Target defender gets +1 attack this attack for each face-down resource the attacking player controls. The defender has a Darkseid's lead affiliation. Draw a card.
That'll work. That's what I'll say.
I will still take 3.
Yeah.
You will take 2.
Yeah. I'll take 4. Because goal.
Because
But I got a 5/5.
Stupid bigger.
Be annoyed. Moderately inconvenienced.
So I'm unstunnable. I feel like my attack is not likely to work. What does this say?
He's the get resource points.
It's just another character? God damn it. So you can technically stun your pawn.
I can.
It's so annoying.
It's kind of annoying.
I'm going to exhaust this guy to play
Oh, no.
Apocalyptic Hospitality.
Aw.
As additional cost to pay Apocalyptic Hospitality, exhaust a character you control. Target stunned character an opponent controls cannot be recovered or KO'd this turn. If you control a Darkseid's lead character, that stunned character's controller loses endurance equal to that character's tossed.
I'll be tossed for 2. So he can't be recovered or KO'd.
Correct. I'm gonna take 6, I think.
I'm gonna attack you for 6. I get a counter on the aspiring pawn. Oh, pardon me, that is 7, because he is +1/+1 for the turn. Need every single point.
I don't think you do.
Well, we'll
It's
see.
not going so well over here.
We'll see. So he
as
just
it
sits
usually
there.
doesn't. This deck is not good against fast decks. And apparently any decks, really. Man, I don't know. This is a conceder.
Aw.
My draw is so bad.
I lucked out. I top decked a 4-drop. I had nothing for the next turn, and I did draw a 4-drop.
We do that again?
Sure. You want to do the same decks?
May as well. It's easy, even though
Give
I
it
think
a
the matchup
shuffle.
is a little in your favor.
Well, I'll take it. Sometimes it'll pan out. Sometimes it doesn't.
Piddle pan out.
Piddle pan pan.
Yeah, if you concede by 4, you do it again, right?
Sure,
That's
sure.
the guideline.
Sure. I accept.
Or you create an alternate reality where you play the game
Yeah.
from then on.
Yep. A or B. Real simple. A or B.
As we did earlier. Then.
And with that in mind, I will eat this scone.
Where did you get a stone?
Nowhere.
Or everywhere.
So scone. You never know when I'm going to have a scone.
It's true. No one suspects.
No one suspects.
Maybe for the 50th stream, this deck could work again.
Well,
Which it's not going to do because tonight's the 49th stream.
the ham is clearly real. I will mulligan again.
I think this is another keeper. And it's already better, so there you
Alright.
go. That's something.
Anybody roll a die?
Nope.
I'll go. Outer.
Tied.
Yeah. Yes, that doesn't happen very much.
It does not.
Outer.
You won.
I did. Cool. I think these guys are actually evens, so I will go evens.
Go.
I do have an aspiring pawn.
God damn it.
This game's going great.
I'll attack you for 1.
It'll work.
Do you accelerate the game?
No.
Okay.
Huh. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know if this has ever happened. This is very strange. I'm going to recruit an aspiring pawn. They are army characters initially.
I've seen you do it before. I've seen you do it in your Hellfire Club deck.
Or the other,
Is that right?
I have 2 checkmate decks, so it would
Different
be the
checkmate
other
deck?
check. So they are same as the first one. It is worth noting that they lose their army qualification when they attack someone directly.
That's unfortunate.
I hope you don't
This
ever-
works for you more than it works for me. I also have a 1-drop, but it's Corrin!
oh my.
Yay! Corrin's powers activate. Target attacker with a version deep 6 gets plus X attack. This attack, where X is the number of face down resources I control.
Well, right. odds of me doing the thing that I want to do are really low. But really tempting. Pardon me, the odds of the thing that I want to do working are really low. That is more accurate.
Going to try to get a counter for your pawn?
It's fine. No,
now?
don't worry about it.
That's nonsense.
I think I'm going to pass.
I'll take you for 3.
Take it.
Or the number, 1 plus the number of face down resources, something.
Accept. Pass.
Does that give me initiative?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that probably ain't gonna work. Under-recruit Dark Lantern and choose goalie this time. When Dark Lantern comes into play, target a character you control, and that character has the Darkseid lead affiliation and is attacking this turn, it cannot be stunned.
You chose who?
Oh.
I have the neutralization protocol, whom you may recall allows me to stun other characters I control to gain a point. I can only use it once per turn and only during my recruit step, and I'm not gonna.
Gonna try to attack him for 4.
It's a clever play. Real clever. It'll work.
Yay! Things are going my way just a little bit, and that's all I really need.
So I will take 3. Pass.
That makes me nervous that you keep doing that.
Don't worry about it.
I'll hit you for 3.
Yeah, that'll work. It's fine. Also, I don't think you're at 33 life. That might be...
Probably not.
I mean, I was feeling really confident, but then I'm like, oh, he's probably not at 33 on turn 3.
What am I at?
I don't think I've damaged you.
Yeah, maybe that was from the previous game.
I think it was the previous game. Pretty sure you're at 50.
Yeah, you've been passing for 3 turns.
It's fine.
Making me really nervous.
It's only a bunch of characters that I've got.
But they're so tiny.
For now. They're gonna get gigantic one day.
Ooh. Say chicken.
Did you just say... say chicken?
Nope. I'll explain later.
Excellent.
When you're
Excellent.
older.
I appreciate that. So, it being my initiative on evens, I'm going to stun an aspiring pawn to recruit a 5-drop.
Right.
I do take 1 damage, of course. And eventually I'll rotate these dice to indicate that damage. And then I think a form like that. I've recruited the Annihilation Protocol. OMAC Robot. I can exhaust a non-army character I control, which is currently no one, to KO target stunned character. I've also got a boost that gives him counters and stuff. But I'm not paying it.
Well, I'm going to recruit Truck, whose power is Truck gets +1 attack for each face down resource my opponents control.
I see. It's a legit play. Maybe too legit.
I ain't gonna quit. You can't make me.
I mean, it's not a flying truck.
Nope.
Which I do like. I'm going to flip up the Checkmate Armory, which gives equipped characters I control +1 attack. I can also activate it, pay a resource point, and search my deck for an equipment card. Reveal it, put it in my hand, shuffle my deck. Also, he makes Trock one smaller.
That's true.
Then, if that weren't enough, then I'm going to attack Trock with the neutralization protocol. And I'm going to play target acquired. Exhaust any number of locations you control. Target checkmate attacker or defender you control gets +2 attack this attack, and an additional 1 for each location that was exhausted. Which in this case was 1. So my attack is 7, attacking your Trock.
Okay. We'll take 5.
Alright, we'll take 3.
Yes.
So, one guy gives you stats.
Yep.
One guy gives you damage against me. Which is golly. I'm going to attack stats.
Reinforce it. Pass.
That will pass. Goodbye, first aspiring pawn. You were cool. I gotta do some serious damage over the next 2 turns, because then my deck stops doing things completely. Well, stops doing things mostly.
Going to recruit Batman. I'm going to play. I'm going to play. I'm going to play the hookup.
The hookup.
To play, choose 2 different affiliations from characters you control. I choose Gotham Knights and Darkseid Elite. Ongoing, cross over the chosen affiliations, and I have a continuous power that is discard a Gotham Knights character card to draw a card, use only once per turn. We'll also be equipping Batman with a Beta Club. I haven't read Batman. I should read Batman.
Yeah.
Batman's power is whenever Batman stuns a defender, that defender's controller loses endurance equal to that defender's recruit cost. And the Beta Club says, equip only to a Darkseid's Elite character. Whenever a equipped character stuns a defender, that character's controller loses endurance equal to that character's cost.
Right. That deck. I didn't know what deck you were playing until now. Okay. And then... So is Truck -1 for each face up, or +1 for each face down?
He's +1 for each face down.
Well, I'm going to stun an aspiring pawn for damage and a resource point. And then I'm going to spend 4 resource points to recruit the Elimination Protocol with their boost. Their power is, they have a regular power, which is KO a character I control to recover target stunned character I control with the identity OMAC robot. I may only do that once per turn. They have a boost too when they come into play. Get another one of them. And they go into my front row and shuffle my deck.
That's really good.
Pretty cool.
You have a lot of robots.
It's true. I'm going to take a lot of damage this turn, and that's the thing I need to be doing to you, though, so we'll see how this works.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
That's actually why I didn't attack on those previous turns, is because I knew I would go through both of my aspiring pawns to fire this guy's power twice. Because I got an extra resource point 2 turns in a row, which is pretty unprecedented. I normally only get to do it once, and then you stun something else, and I have to lose the aspiring pawn. It was a very odd circumstantial occurrence. Shall see if it avails me. Yep. Wish I wasn't going to take a bunch of damage. But I think I'm going to take a bunch of damage. Hope I deal a bunch back.
Well, I'm going to attack the 4-drop in front of the 5-drop with Batman. By himself. I think that's okay.
Yep. Boy, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a whole lot. Do all of his powers trigger only when attacking?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Boy, there's a really stupid thing I could do. It saves me a lot of life.
I like stupid things. You should do it.
It's pretty stupid, though. Pretty stupid.
You're gonna like stun him or KO him or something.
I could with what is on the board, I could KO a character I control to recover.
Aspiring pawn.
Oh, actually, I can only recover someone with the identity of OMAC robots. Unless I had another similar thing that would be similarly stupid. Alright, how much damage is that? It would be 12 plus 2 breakthrough for 14 damage.
Oh, not that bad.
What's that?
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I think I do eat it. Boy, that hurts. Ow. Ow. So that hurt like a truck. felt pretty good about that. Yeah, I mean, I think I have to hit truck, but how do I do it?
I would recommend a character.
It's a reasonable objective. So you are +3 right now. You sure are +3 right now.
Whose fault is that?
Everyone's fault. I'm gonna attack Truck with this guy. Is that true? And I KO a character I control, of course, to recover a character with the identity OMAC robot.
In response,
Uh-oh.
I will activate Chuck. Going with the way you declared this, if that's all right.
Yeah, you might as well.
To play Apocalyptic Hospitality.
Which prevents him from being
KO'd or recovered.
That is unfortunate. And I'm pinged for something?
You are pinged for his cost.
His cost? Ow.
The name of this deck is pinging you for the cost of things.
Yeah, indeed. Well, that's real bad. That's real bad.
But then your attack works.
And I am stunned. I'm
Take a
dead
breakthrough
real
for
sad.
5.
Man, Batman with a beta club.
I don't have any other offense this turn. I'm going to continue to pass. I'm probably going to take a lot of damage too.
I wish it would even make it even. I guess I have initiative next turn, which is
Can
my
you
one hope.
KO? I guess that's no reason to do that.
I cannot KO anything at the moment. I need a non-OMAC or non-army character to KO stuff. So I just take goalie, take a bunch of damage back. Oy. I mean, when you're at 13 life, 3 is everything.
I will take 10.
Yeah. And I am at 10. Gotta pass.
Me too. Wow, I kept Truck. That's crazy. It was unexpected as well.
Yeah, I'm in real bad shape.
You have initiative.
I'm gonna need it. I'm so dead this turn.
Did my deck finally naturally work against you?
Yeah, and I drew great. Well, pretty great. And I couldn't do anything.
That would make me happy. Thank you for doing that for me.
Yeah, happy to help. Man, I can't believe. I feel like I did.
The lore is I made this deck
Yeah.
7 years ago or so,
Yeah.
and it has viciously, unpleasantly
Yeah.
harmed psychologically Chris, and it has never once worked against Kyle unless his draw was so bad that it just fell apart.
Yeah.
So I've never had a natural victory against Kyle with this deck in 7 years.
Yeah. I gotta think. Boy, do I gotta think. How can I make this work? Is there any way that I can make this work? Does depend on what you have. If you have nothing, maybe I have a shot.
I don't have nothing.
Probably don't have a shot then. How do I make this work? Is there any way? So I could do that. The other card you are most likely to have is Mongol. It's also pretty bad for me. If I do that, I have a lot of attack, but I just think I'm so far behind in life. It's so weird. I feel like I did all the right things and did like my huge rushdown. It just didn't matter at all. I even got pummeled on the turns when I was recruiting ahead.
Well, you didn't attack for like 3 turns, which was some of it.
Yeah, I guess. I guess so. So I could do that.
Maybe I miscalculated in the life totals or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't paying very close attention.
It's a game that's right now leaving me feeling very odd. Like, not necessarily bad, but I'm just confused because I feel like I did exactly what I was supposed to do, It didn't seem like you were doing anything spectacular, and then I had absolutely no life. And you have a ton of life. Which I do understand because I didn't attack for several turns. But even there, it was early game stuff.
Chris is agreeing with me. It's rare that he sticks with us this late, too. I'm
Yeah.
happy that he was here to see my deck finally defeat you naturally.
Yeah, I mean, it could be real. Okay, so I guess the best thing to do is I'm going to flip a Brother Eye Satellite and search. Discard to search. Sorry, I should read the card.
You should, yeah.
This is the Brother Eye Satellite, which is when you flip Brother Eye Satellite, you may discard a character card. If you do search your deck for a Checkmate card, a character card, put it into your hand and shuffle.
Chris says, what the deck does is, you're going along and then you die horribly alone and unloved in a hole.
Feeling pretty accurate at the moment.
I mean, it didn't even work the first time tonight.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, I think I just recruited another one of them with the boost.
But that was a pretty... Oh, man, 2 more of them? Jeebs.
The problem is they're now behind curve, so... Like I said, if you recruit nothing, I actually have a chance. I got a reasonable amount of firepower.
I love it. I really hate and love that boost.
Yeah, it's...
Boost to get another one.
Yeah.
Why not? Have as many as you want.
Why not, indeed. And then we'll just say... Because I have to protect... Maybe I do it this way? That's a little weird. If I do it that way... Well... Yeah, there's advantages, pros and cons to that. Give me one moment to contemplate this formation. Deal a lot of breakthrough, but you probably wouldn't go for them because you'd be sacrificing multiple pings. Spread view in my hand. So it's between this, I think. So what'd you do here? You still might try to get my Annihilation Protocol off the board. Can you do anything about that? I guess we'll just do... We'll do that. See if I can create the illusion of closeness, depending on what you get. Maybe if you do something really silly.
As you guessed, I have Mongol.
Feeling
He's just a
you-
5-drop.
Yeah.
His power is Cosmic. While I control another Revenge Squad character, whenever Mongol stuns a character, that character's controller loses endurance equal to that character's cost. I, of course, have another team up.
Right.
This team up is Dimensional Deal to play two Jews. No, don't choose
Stop
two
that.
Jews. Choose 2
There's
team
only one Jew here,
affiliation
folks.
from among characters you control. Ongoing crossover the affiliations, and Revenge Squad defenders in my front row get +1 attack, and Truck has a beta club.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. You do all kinds of awful things with that.
Can do all kinds of awful things with that.
Oh, man. Well... sorry, did you say Mongol's power fires on attack or defense? So long
It
as
does.
Okay.
It does.
So, the first thing that is apparent is I must go for Batman. He is the biggest damage and stat threat on the board.
True.
So how do I do that? It's bad. It's real bad. odds of that one thing? Can't attack anyone and not get stunned. That is not the time for this particular position.
Well, that's the downside of recruiting bunches and bunches and bunches of 4-drops.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I can't get Batman or Mongol back, depending on who you attack.
Sure.
What was I? Do I lead? I feel like I did form poorly. For some reason, I thought you had initiative, and now I'm confused.
Change your formation? I don't think it helps. I mean, I don't think it makes the difference, I guess I should say.
Yeah, it probably doesn't. The change that I should make is probably this,
It does
actually.
look a lot better.
And then, how do I do it? How much better is that?
I actually think you should swap your rear 4 and 5 drops, honestly.
The 4 and the 5? That's probably true in this.
That's the formation.
Yeah, that's probably
there you
best.
go.
It's the most stalwart. Alright, let's see if Ian and Kyle can defeat Ian. So really, I just need every single thing to work away that it won't work. I think the correct play, even though it doesn't look like the correct play, is to attack Batman with the Annihilation Protocol, the big guy.
No, I think that's right.
We'll do that.
I think that's the correct play.
Let's
So
see, I'm not without tricks, as they say, as the children say.
right now we are stunned.
It's true. You would take 1 point of breakthrough.
Yep, I agree.
I do have a power-up, which I'm not going to be able to use any other time, so I'll use it now. That doesn't
Okay,
stop
so
the
I would
stun.
take 2 points of breakthrough
Yeah.
and otherwise unchanged.
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
I don't think it's okay, but we'll take it. So we both take... I take 5, and you
take
take
7.
a little more than that.
Well, I usually like to put all my eggs in one basket with a big team attack because it's awesome. Because if I team attack with Mongol and Truck, it's triple stun, just like Batman was,
Pretty
all by
legit.
his lonesome.
Pretty legit.
But the stronger play at this point is to attack your 3-drop with just Mongol. The
Right.
hope being that he doesn't get counter stunned, and then I can double stun somebody else with him.
Unless that was my trap.
Unless that was your trap. Was it your trap?
Was my trap. I'm going to start by flipping the secret to Checkmate HQ, which can only be flipped if I control a defender. Checkmate attackers you control get +2 attack. Sorry, Checkmate characters you control get +2 attack. That's permanent, but at the start of my next combat phase, the card is automatically replaced. It's +2 attack for a turn for everyone.
Okay.
Then, a power up.
Okay.
Then, I flip target acquired. Exhaust number of locations you control and get additional attack equal to +2 plus the
So
number
you get the
of
counter
that I
stun.
exhausted to get the counter stun.
Right.
That's
You
kind
don't-
of a trap.
But you don't stop the stun,
That's true. That's
which
true.
is okay for me.
I mean, I still take a lot of damage because I'm taking breakthrough. The question is, do I reinforce or not? And I think the answer is no.
It's only like
It's 5.
3 more,
4.
4 more. Yeah.
So I get the counter stun.
Right.
All my dudes are +2 attack. And I haven't mathed this. I still don't think it's enough. So I take double stun, which is 6, and 4 breakthrough. I take another 10 exactly.
Well, we can retcon that, Chris, to work reasonably. Or not retcon. What do you call it? Errata or whatever. Well, I will take 5 from that.
Yep. And I will take 10, so I am now at -5. I do not need to adjust my die. And then I attack Truck for 9.
He is only +1 attack, but that's enough.
Yeah, that is. That's unfortunate. I am going to be stunned back.
Well, since you're dead, I'm going to discard this Revenge Squad character, who is also a Gotham Knights character, to draw a card, as my team up allows.
Indeed.
Did not change the circumstances anyway. I will take 5.
I'll take 4, and I'm at -9. And then I hope you can't get me with Pee-wee, and I hit you for a lot, and I think you win anyway.
I think that's true.
But it's real close.
Yeah. Is it more than what you got? Because I go to -2.
It's 18.
18. I go to -6. Oh, that was really close.
Really close. Didn't quite happen, but you got me fair and square. Yeah, never got a use for that. I had another one of these that I just never got into my resource row. If I'd gotten both, I would have had you. But I had to use everything I had. I still think going for the counter stun was the right choice, but -6 to -9.
Yep. That's my scary deck, and it worked against Kyle.
It
Finally.
did. It has happened. Took a few years, but
Finally.
congratulations on the victory. So weird. I felt like I did everything I needed to, and you had such a strong position in that mid-game.
We'll review the tape, see if there were any screw-ups.
Probably
you should
not.
do that. You always say you want to do that, and you
Yep,
never do.
yep, that's true.
That is why I upload them to YouTube.
YouTube, I've heard of that. It's an interesting game. Excuse me.
It's a rough matchup a little bit for me because this deck doesn't have a bottom. The Trock is a powerful character,
Right.
and the early 3 turns are just a random attempt to get Trock out a turn early because there wasn't really anything to do back at the low end.
So that
actually is, I put something in there that's fun and not very effective, and I think it holds the deck back a little bit.
maybe
Like,
so.
I could put a bunch of defensive plays early on and
To
be in
stall
a
better.
much better position.
Yeah, that could be true. That's interesting. I mean, I will say that
But that's boring.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like looking like you're ahead by 20 life on turn 5 and 6, and then winning on 6.
Yeah. Well, you did it. It was turn 6, I think. Yeah, the Checkmate deck is fascinating. It's actually not a rushdown deck. It doesn't have an aggressive first 3 turns either. It's all set up for a decent 4, decent to strong 4, decent to strong 5, decent to strong 6. And those 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the big turns. 4, 5, and 6.
Well, see, it felt like it had historically. Maybe it was just happenstance that a couple of
The other
plays.
Checkmate deck is actually stronger early mid, and these guys are mid late. Because the other one is like, you play the 2-drop that gets stupid gigantic.
But I haven't seen, like, the first time you played this deck, you recruited a lot of equipment, and I haven't seen you do that since.
That's true. I did not get any equipment that game. It's in here.
And your characters are not small. Like, you have a 4/4
Okay,
on
yeah.
2 or 3 or 2 or something.
I don't think so.
You get your 5 on 4.
That's
who's
the other one.
gigantic and really hard to deal with.
Very true. There's no big characters up until I recruit my 5 on 4. The other Checkmate cards do have that ability, but this deck does not have giant characters. Arguably, one of the deck's weaknesses is I don't have much of a way to boost defense ever.
You should read Chris's comments. He's taking issue with your location.
Let's see. Not how the card is supposed to work at all, but yeah.
You gotta start with the top one. His original point was that your location under our rule set would only function for an attack, essentially.
Oh, interesting.
And then I said, while we were playing, I said, well, we can errata it.
Yeah, so, to be clear, so it would have always applied for a turn, I think, but you would have gotten to pummel me more. So I'll read the card in its entirety out loud. Flip Secret Checkmate HQ only if you control a defender. Checkmate characters you control get +2 attack. At the start of the combat phase, Replace
Oh,
Secret
okay.
Checkmate
Then it works
HQ.
just fine. It doesn't need to be adjusted.
He is right that it is stronger in our rule set, though, because normally what would happen is you would attack me, and I would make my whole team prickly, but probably wouldn't get to attack back, because the original rules are more, you do a bunch of attacks, and then if I have anyone left, I get to attack back. So, theoretically, it's just I'm more prickly, and if you don't take everybody out, that last character is stronger. So it is certainly stronger.
Well, or you play it on your initiative, and then it's a strong. And then it functions
I can
similar.
only play it on if I have a defender.
Ah,
It's very specific.
I see.
And
see what
I
it is.
think that
Issue
the
comes
mechanics surrounding it and the reason that they thought that was acceptable was because I'm supposed to outnumber you. So I outnumber
Right,
you.
right.
You take out most of my team, and my last character, which I'm likely to have because I have so many characters.
So it is a strong play. I don't find it offensively strong.
It's stronger, but yeah. I don't think it's
the
super-
same. It's the same as my Superman play, essentially.
Yeah, it's similar, yeah. And that one's +2/+2 for the turn?
Yes.
Yeah. Ballpark that, yeah. And it's got, some pros and cons to it. The pro is, of course, that it does last for the turn and it applies to my entire Checkmate team. The con is I can only trigger it on defense and it only boosts my attack. So, there's a reason this isn't an S deck. Because Superman, did we eventually graduate?
Superman's up in S now. Yeah. All right. Well, we should wrap up because we're a couple minutes
Yeah.
over when we usually do. We got 4 games tonight. They were pretty good. Thanks for sticking with us way past your bedtime, Chris. And we'll see you here in California, the Sunshine State. Are we the Sunshine State?
Probably.
The one with the bear on the flags.
Yep. The Sunshiny Bear.
Next week.
Yeah.
Chris will be on our stream.
It'll be great. He can explain that card further then.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, Chris and Casey, if you're still around. Have a great weekend.